Like it out here? Why you like it? That makes sense. That makes sense. And you go traffic stick.
You look a lot different. You look a little bit different than that you be having online.
Finally made it up here. I was just saying, I said, man, this nigga Sean Cotton is lucky as fuck. He down south, and really a lot of the people we want to talk to down there, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like,
she been trying to get you there, you won't come.
Yeah, Atlanta. I mean, like, I mean, I would have to do like a. Actually, I do want to do like a So I got this thing where I want to do like almost kind of like a not on some Vice shit, but like it's like a welcome to each city type of shit. Where I go to a city, like I got the idea with Houston, where I'm like, there's a few notable players in that city. I go there and I fuck with each of them for like a few days. They show me where they from, this and third, and we kind of combine everything because you just give an outlook of the city that. Because a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Did that? I remember somebody used to do that, right?
Well, Vice did, but they did it on like a different. It wasn't like some shit that like really was like tapped in. Right. So I just wanted just to kind of like, because I know me anytime. Like, we know the cities that's kind of moving and popping. And even me being out here, I'm like, yo, a lot of culture that's coming and affecting music, Atlanta's controlling, and even like lifestyle shit, Houston's controlling. Right. I mean, I'm very honest with everything. You know, there's a lot of people that's in this bubble up here. They really be like, nah, niggas, it's all about Brooklyn. I'm like, relax. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool, bro. But we have to be realistic. There's these cities that you got certain individuals and certain waves are coming from that everybody's looking at and they're being influenced from. Right. So it's like, not everybody has the resources to be like, yo, let me go to these cities and go kick it over there for like a week and go check out their clubs, check out their culture. So it's like, how could I give people a proper representation? And then when I went to Houston, I was like, the thing with every city, you can't just pick one nigga and be like, all right, you gonna give me the representation because everybody have their own. Yeah. There's usually like 4 or 5 at least.
One of them over there, Ralo.
Yeah, exactly. So now you got to go to everybody's session, and then when people look at it, be like, damn, that's Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of dope. So, yeah, I want to do that, but I got to tap in with everybody too. You know what I mean? Because again. No, of course. That's what I'm saying. So, like, when it comes to Atlanta...
I think you got 21, too.
Well, see, but I need more guidance. There's more than that, right? Like, there's a lot. It's like...
Number 4 parts.
I feel like it's more.
You got the east side. You got the west side. You got, the brothers Migos them from. You got up there.
That's like the north side, eh?
Yeah. And you got... Who holding... You got Lucci them area.
Yo, well, that's nothing... You also got to realize when you're not from these places sound hella big. Like, I've been hearing niggas talking about zones, this and third. We think about that like it's a country. Like, that's how we think about it because, like, yo, we'll hear a nigga be like, yo, it's zone 6, zone 4, zone... You be like, so now you don't realize how close they are in proximity.
Right.
And just
everything in Atlanta is like 10, 20 minutes away from each other.
But to the people who listen to the music, when they listen to Ralo, you're giving them like... Yo, this is my world in Atlanta. They might not know, like, yo, nigga, we really grew up like in this square mile right here. I'm just telling you how we give it up in my square mile. They're thinking, this is your whole city. This is another part. This is Ralo City. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they think it's bigger than what it is. So a lot of times, like when people are thinking about Atlanta, they're like, the first question that comes up is, how the hell you fit that many rappers doing their thing that don't bump shoulders? That's all in the same city.
We definitely bump shoulders. We hard for us to avoid each other.
Well, yeah, see, that's where Atlanta's kind of special because, like, we don't be knowing. A lot of times we don't be knowing.
We right down the street from each other. We here at the same places. It ain't. We don't go. Ain't that motherfucker? They big.
But you gotta remember with Atlanta, people. The thought about Atlanta was that it was different from New York because people be like, yo, niggas from Queens hate on niggas from Brooklyn.
It's like that now.
In Atlanta, we all thought, oh, not everybody helping each other. Whoa. We never seen nothing. I'm speaking as I'm outside of Atlanta, nigga, right? We ain't seen nothing until Like it might have been the shit with Bankroll Fresh. We're like, wait, y'all niggas really be beefing like that? Like they be static? Because we thought it was some more player shit. Like yo, even if I did have disagreements, niggas will never see it. It's not that type of stuff. You know what I mean? While over here, it's like a nigga will just see a nigga popping off, and it will be clear hate. Like yo, fuck that nigga. And my campaign's about hating on him.
Right.
So I think that's how we viewed Atlanta. I think Atlanta's showed different facets since then. It's like multifaceted.
It's like since I went to prison and I came back, it's 100% a complete 360.
Really?
Yeah, complete. Ain't nobody in support of one another.
Really?
You don't see that? Well, yeah, you see that at.
Matter of fact, hold on. Let's get this junk started. Andy, we good? I don't want to miss the good shit. You got it for the vlog though, right? You got a vlog on? All right, I got you, my brother. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, I like, you know, I like doing a rolling intro anyway, but I like having these organic conversations because honestly, Atlanta, like, I look at it, which is so funny. And again,
I think it becoming like a crab in the basket. I mean,
a crab in the barrel?
I think
really?
It's becoming like that. Everybody pulling each other down. Even the people that don't have allegations or bullshit on their name, niggas just still hating each other.
We're going to get into that because that's where I think for you, I think you realize something. And I like that you stand for something.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, they're only for self. Right. So if some don't involve them, they're like, all right, I'm good.
Correct.
But I realized you started pointing out certain things that are just hypocrisies that you're seeing all across. You know what I mean? And I respect it because I think you put yourself on the line sometimes. I think some people like, why this nigga don't shut the fuck up? Right? But hold on though. And again, you don't got to jump in on this conversation, but this is what I was saying. And I'm asking you as an Atlanta representative.
Right.
Again, ever since I feel like the last year, this is what I've been seeing online. And I don't know why I'm beefing or not beefing, but I'm going back and forth with these fans about it. They're telling me musically, the West Coast is taking over. I don't think Atlanta has lost it musically. I still say it's no way I think the West Coast is taking over. Kendrick's having a big year, but you can't name, you don't get to two hands when you're going down rapper by rapper, but Atlanta still got them dudes. It's a lot.
We got Future, we got Lil Baby.
Exactly.
I think Future, Lil Baby, and Thug. I think we got Gunna. We got some hitters. You smell me? I think that the only way we losing is because of the division.
Is there a division right now?
It's massive division. Shit, a lot of niggas don't fuck with Gunna. A lot of niggas, with the Lucci and Thug situation, a lot of them don't kick it with each other. You smell me? Like, it's still like, hey, like, you got certain niggas in certain camps. Like, I ain't fucking with them no matter what. You smell me? Blood been spilled. Like, no matter what, I don't think nobody came into a common ground yet. I don't even know they will.
I think some of the stuff, what people always say about Atlanta, great place in terms of we never knew. Like, again, we thought everything was cool. But we started to see division. It seems like there's sides picking. You tell me what's changed. I want to say it's the internet. I believe that, some things that wouldn't, that would just be handled either in the streets, handled man to man. Now, once you get to the internet, you gotta be really, it's a very choosy type of situation. Then it becomes the infamous pick and choose, right? Where it's like, well, we don't fuck with him for A, but this nigga, we gonna act like we ain't see A, right? And that happens a lot. So what do you think the division that you even might see in Atlanta, where does that come from?
I think it's a lot with pride. I think a lot of us over there, we suffer from pride issues. Me personally, it's almost like a person that's on death row. That person feel like he ain't got nothing to lose, right? And I think I end up transforming into that type of person. So when a person feel like they don't got nothing to lose, that's a dangerous person. Although, I got my wife, I got my family, I got my kids, I got the ops, I got my whole community, I got a lot of fans and shit behind me. But once they attach that rat word to me, I just felt like, man, fuck everything. I know these niggas scared of the internet. You know what I'm saying? I know they scared of people that have a voice or even know how to talk shit. They scared of the fitness. They scared of the Charleston Whites. They scared of the. So you know me, I run straight to it. Run straight to it.
We're gonna get to that. I gotta lead it, but we gotta start from the top. But if you guys don't know, welcome to Off the Record Podcast. Your boy DJ Akademiks in the building, man. I'm here with one of Atlanta's finest, a guy who's pretty much a myth, a legend. And I'll be the first to tell you, because that's how I'm going to start this off. I remember seeing some stuff at first. I'm like, ain't no goddamn rapper pushing no real weight like this. This is all cap. Right. So a guy who, one of the few that maybe his reputation or his record of what he was doing or hustling in the streets, it wasn't just headlines and just a bunch of cap. This was real shit you were doing.
Correct.
Right? Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about obviously Ralo. By the way, if you guys don't know, he has an EP out called Chosen, and also we're gonna get to his book as well. Now, before we get there, I want to start from the very beginning, and it's probably not the beginning for you, but it's the beginning for when I saw you.
Right.
Infamous video.
That's one.
Birdman video. And I remember saying, that one nigga right next to Birdman looked like he finna swing on Charlemagne.
All he had to do is to tell me.
Okay, how did you get to that place? Because at that point, I'm like, that looked like a dude. He's probably hungry for a record deal, and he's a loyal soldier. You know what I mean? Like, shit. They went up there to make a message, and he was down to say, if shit go left, I'm gonna be the crash. It's fine.
Exactly. You seen that? A lot of people didn't see that.
Nah, you were the person in situations like that. The guy usually talking. You got to watch out for the guy who looked like he's kind of like positioning himself, like you got to watch out for him.
Right.
Explain how that moment happened. How'd you link up with Birdman, and even your rap career or even your interest in music? How it got you to that point, and what happened after?
I used to deal with the jeweler named Eliante Elliott. I met him through Young Scooter. I mean, Elliott fuck with everybody. He'll go do jewelry for every person in the game. At that time, I was one of the first dope boys that was just really spending bags and bags and bags, like rapper money with them. And I just was always a major fan of Birdman. Like, Birdman was my Big Meech. You get what I'm saying? Like, outside of Birdman, Pablo Escobar, Big Meech, these people, like, I idolized. Like, I really looked up to him. I loved him. And I asked Elliott to link me with him. You smell me?
What was it? Because the image of Birdman? Because I remember the Cash. One thing about Cash Money, they gave even the old videos on BT was like this larger than life, like image.
Man, that shit.
The stretch limos was like a lot of them.
He knew how to do that shit. Like, nobody can't take that from him. I know they're gonna clown me in the comments and stuff like that, but nobody can take that from Bird. Bird was on top of the motherfucking world. He knew how to pop that shit. He gave me that energy that I never seen nobody have before. You smell me? And like, I honored that, and I was just telling Elliott, like, man, I don't give a fuck. Everybody like, don't never sign with Bird, man. Don't be around him. That when him and Wayne and his whole camp were going through what they were going through. I was like, I don't give a fuck what they had going on. I want to be around Bird. You smell me? And I went to Miami. I used to go to Miami every year for Elliott's birthday. We used to go spend a whole lot of fucking money. Miami's just balling. I'm fresh. I'm a dope boy. I'm fresh. And goddamn, we went to Miami one time. He like, yeah, we finna pull up on Bird. Bird wanna buy a necklace. Like, yeah, let's go around there. We go around there. I got all my shit around. They before everybody start getting the Morsanites and all this old shit. You knew jewelry.
Yeah, you knew who had the money.
Yeah, you knew that back then. Everybody.
The Morsanites fucked the game up, didn't they?
I mean, they fucked the game up tremendously.
Oh, man. Let me ask you a question, though. Because when I hear rappers talking about they used to either be a dope boy, they used to really be in the streets, and they were moving product.
I don't know how
I be thinking niggas is dime bagging them, because I'm like,
how you ain't get caught? Like, it's a everybody always telling me it's a nigga from the hood that's selling all these different bricks and started from nicks and they never get caught. I never seen that person. Like, you gonna at least get caught with a 50 slab or a bag of weed or pulled over for smoking. Like, I just never seen that. You smell me? So I'm curious as you.
At that point, you never got caught though, right?
I got caught 1,000 times.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to juvenile 17 times. I've been to jail 32 times. This man, I've been to state 32? Prison twice. I've been to federal prison once. I've been to county jail 12 times. I mean, I've been in and out that motherfucker my whole life. I've been to juvenile. I went to Metro RYDC. I went to Millerville, Eastman. I mean, I always got caught.
What? So I guess the question, even as you're telling the story about Lincoln with Birdman, if you're in the streets and you're doing this shit and you're moving product, you're doing your thing, why would you want to go link up around the celebrities? Is it that Big Meech factor where it's like, yeah, it's a lifestyle. It's hustlers respect other hustlers, even if they're not hustling like you. What is it? Because some people would think they want to stay off the grid, not to get caught.
I think my poison came from when Young Scooter had came to Rock Street when I had just got out of prison in 2014, and he was like, "You don't come to my show?" I'm like, "You got a show?" I grew up with Kyrie Broughton. That's his little brother, K Blocker. Shout out to K Blocker, and he had a chain on, a BMG chain on. I'm like, "What the hell that mean?" He was like, "Yeah, that's my little record label." I'm like, "You got a record label?" And he was like, "Yeah, we got a show." So we went to the show, and I heard the whole club screaming, "I can make cocaine."
Oh shit, that's what that time.
So I'm like, this nigga got like fans and shit. I'm like, I really got some bricks. I know I'm him for real where I'm from.
Yeah.
No shade on my brother. I hope nobody they'll twist this shit and say, "Oh, he throwing shade, saying Scooter ain't this and that." I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
Make it clear. I know what I got. I know what I'm doing. I need to go buy me a chain. So what Scooter did, he said, "Bro, you gotta buy you some real jewelry." I'm like, "Who you buy real jewelry from?" He like, "Elliot." So that's when I first met Elliot. And I think that all together, being around people like Eliante, Birdman, and I think I just found out that these some regular good dudes. Like, you smell me? Like I had not never been around Jewish people like that other than my lawyers and shit like that. And being around Elliot and him acting like a regular dude and loving me, shout out coming over my house every day. We taking trips. We like locked in on some real brother shit. You smell me? He, of course, he got me and young nigga Thug together. Me and Thug was all at odds all our whole life. And for him to like put that play together, it became more than just being around some celebrities. Like, these became like my friends. You smell me?
Did you have the perspective? Because I look at you very interested and different. I look at you, and I hope you don't find this offensive. I look at you as a more of a hustler than just a rapper.
Right.
Like, I feel like you rap. Of course, I know you rap, but I wouldn't just look at you like, "Oh, he's just a rapper." I feel like you're a nigga who gonna get it no matter what.
Right.
And you figure out how to be good at whatever way you need to go get it.
Right.
So if you got to go be a real estate agent, that's what you're going to be. If you're going to have to go get a bunch of cribs and do what you got, that's what I look as you as. What made you want to rap though? Right. So now you're around these guys, but why'd you want to rap?
I still don't ever classify myself as a rapper.
Really?
I mean, never. I won't ever do that because I think being a rapper is like being a politician. Like,
why?
Because they selectively politic.
Okay. Well, and also politicians are known as usually liars, right? Like, someone who will say something maybe they don't mean, they don't stand on their word at times, and they'll say whatever to appease the people rather than what they're going with, right?
And I'm like the total opposite of that. I'm like, I don't know what the hell to call it, but I'm 100% the total opposite of that. Like, of course, like, I'm gonna get me some money, like, by any means. Like, I know how to hustle, or I know how to figure shit out. Like, if I'm in some place and I see something done one time, I know how to do it. I don't know, God just gave me that gift for doing that. So, like, I be thinking, like, it was never about me having a rap career. You know what I'm saying? I never gave a fuck about that. Like, I got caught with it, and goddamn it, I was trying to make money to provide for my people. You smell me? It was never like, okay, I think I'm gonna get me a big ass record deal one day. That shit is far from my thought or pattern.
Really?
I never thought that.
You know what I still think to say, and I do have an intermediary question though, because I do want to know what happened after the Birdman situation, but even before, and I remember just watching and seeing like, news about you getting busted, and I was just like, okay, this gotta be like some meme shit. Ain't nobody got no goddamn $1 million and shit on no goddamn plane. This shit don't make sense.
Right.
And watching that, I was just like, number one, I thought you were finished. I did. I was just like, this seems so crazy. But before we get there, like, what happened with the Birdman situation? Because I thought you were going to be a Cash Money artist.
Right. Birdman did everything from the count of his heart. I think that he was going through his situation with Wayne. They were still fighting a legal battle. And then, he had just departed relationships with Young Thug and the brother Rich Homie Quan. So I don't even think at that moment his heart was into like producing another artist. Because myself and Jacquees, Jacquees and Darrell Deshaun, all three of us were supposed to do Rich Gang too. And I can tell like within his compassion for the shit, he just went like mainly focused. Like we'll do a couple records, we'll put out some videos, things that matter. But I could tell like he was like, I don't even know if I want to do this rap shit again. Cause I woke up one morning in his house and I went downstairs to the room where we look at TV and shit. We sit in that room all day. And I was like, he was like, what's up? And then I heard a person come in. They were like, happy birthday. I was like, nigga, it's your birthday? He was like, yeah, it's my birthday. I was like, happy birthday, man. What the fuck we finna do for it? He looked at me. He sat on the sofa. He said, Ralo, what the hell could I possibly do? I done did it all. So I think I met him in the days where he was just like, fuck all this shit. Like, I ain't even really tripping. You smell me? I'm just living my life. You smell me? So I think that it was never me nor his intention to be on the rap shit. I think he did Ramadan with me. He fasted with me as a Muslim. And we worked out. We kicked it. We went places. He showed me shit I ain't never seen before. He took me through New Orleans. Like, I think it was just like on some father and son type shit. You smell me? No disrespect to Wayne and none of his kids or nothing like that. But he actually was like a father figure for me for a long time.
He never tried to be like, yo, listen, man, I can only rock with you for a certain amount. You got to sign this deal or you got to.
Never.
Really?
Never. It was all from the. People gonna say it was just debate up on the comments and shit, but I'm telling you, like 100%. Even now, like I can call Bird and get whatever from him. Man, I was talking to him while I was in jail, so it never was about a contract.
You know what I realized about Birdman? I've met him, and I've been to one of his places in Miami. What I realized was that I think Birdman is like the classic old school. Like he's been lit for so long that over the years the media changed the perception about him. Where when we thought about him, we're like, oh, Birdman's a nigga who rob you. He do this. When I met him, he was the most hospitable. He rather lock in with you than do a deal.
Right.
And what I believe the media started putting out is, this is the guy who take all your money.
Fuck everybody.
And I always wonder. I think I even asked him because we did a couple like interviews. We didn't put it out yet because it was attached to I think a young boy. But what I realized with him is that just wasn't him. Like he wasn't.
I just I mean, I understand niggas getting deals and things of that matter, whatever the business was, I can't even really, I ain't been burnt bound, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't suffer from whatever they suffer from within their financial stability or their financial difficulties. And I can't say no lame shit about him, just like you can't. Like, he an honorable dude from what I have seen, and I ain't never seen him do all this gay shit they put on his name and shit. I ain't never seen that.
Yeah. So after that situation,
right,
it felt like you started having a little bit of emotion. I started seeing like musically, and this is why I think that was my next point after I asked about what happened with the Birdman thing, was like when the news came out that you got locked up, I was like, yo, Ralo was starting to make some headway here. Like, yo, he got to be kicking himself like, bro, I'm making legal money. But did you ever look at rap as this could replace what I was doing in the street, or you always looked at it as...
It still can't replace it. I mean, I did a $1 million deal with 300, right? They gave me 300 when I signed. They gave me 300 when I got out of jail, and I had a $400,000 budget, right? And that was for recording videos and all my publicists and shit like that. But you got to keep in mind, this is a 2-album deal. Nigga, I was doing that every time I went to Cali, or every time I bought some dog food, or every time I bought me some cocaine. I was making $1 or $2 profit. You smell me? Even if it took me a whole month to get off of it, I still would make that $1 or $2. You smell me? So it would never be the same.
I think your perspective is different. Tell me if I'm wrong. Because again, I think you were, on the chain of we're on the corner selling dime bags to like the El Chapos or whatever. I think where you're at is in the middle. While most guys who's talking like they're the guy, they're way lesser. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for a lot of them, when they get into rap and they get $1 million deal, they're like, I never got $1 million in the street before. Right. Like that's not something they were like, oh yeah, I've touched this before. With you, you're like, yeah, $1 million is dope, but it's not like I never or couldn't get it in the street.
Right.
How does that skew your perception at that point?
I mean, it made me a bit ungrateful due to the fact like I had the opportunities that I just surpassed. Like plenty of labels offered me money on countless occasions. And I'm like, man, I got that shit in the living room. I got that shit in the wall. I got that shit in the streets. I got that shit in the car. I got that shit on the jet. Like I had that shit everywhere. Like it wasn't like so many niggas owed me money before I went to jail. Yes, ma'am. I had probably 3-4 million in the streets. Yes, ma'am. So like even if I didn't re-up today,
did you feel like you were low though? Like I mean, obviously I heard the music, but I'm like, yeah, but every rapper be saying that shit. They like
that's why I couldn't never listen to a lot of rappers.
But did you feel like, yo, man, like even getting on these jets, you feel like everybody looking at you like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I mean, everybody was doing that, but of course, like I always had the attention on me. Like I know how to get online, talk shit, show some money, and have the feds run to me, and I have another trick going. You know what I'm saying? Like it was an illusion that they always stopped me. I might be on the tour bus with whatever I'm at, and right behind the tour bus is some cars full of money. You get what I'm saying? I want them to come, and as soon as they come, I talk shit, pop shit, go on that motherfucker. Like it might seem like I be doing dumb shit, but it actually be smart. You smell me? Like
so you were kind of like playing your own game because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, yo, you must have had to know the feds wanted you.
Of course.
What's that feeling like?
I mean, I always was wanted by the police. You get what I'm saying? Like, always, all my life, I've been on the run. Like, I had warrants out on me. I've been in and out of jail doing 8-9 months in county, doing 2-3 years in state prison and shit. So I always, when I got out of jail, I go to my probation, I would take my drug test or whatnot, and I'm going right back to the kitchen making me some dog food or making me some cocaine or some whatever the fuck I'm making. So it always been a target on my back. Like I never felt free. It's just, I was always able to outsmart the Atlanta police or, all them, I was able to do them over. Like they ain't have shit on me. Like I had so many houses, like you had to bust every house on the street in order to get, you know what I'm saying? And I had so many different areas where you can flush the dope and I know how to go get it back. I just had so many, like from dealing with the bluff all my life and seeing my mama house get busted and my dad's house get busted all the time. I always said, damn, why dad ain't put the dope right here? Or why my mama ain't do this? I always was able to see.
Wait, your mom and dad was selling like before you?
Nah, yeah, they weren't selling big weight. They sold small weight and shit like that.
Oh, so you learned this from the fam. I thought they were busting it for your shit. So they were doing their own thing early on. These basically
all my life, all my life. I was born in a liquor house. My mama was a liquor house. I made dollar shots when I was like 5 and 6 years old. You smell me? We called they called our house the Wonder. And we had this AC unit in the Wonder, and right on the side of the AC unit, we used to pass the crack out of there. Sometimes I used to put me some peanuts in the bag and make me a couple dollars. They come back and cuss me out or whatnot. But yeah, I learned from them. Like, why did they not put this dope in this? And because they had to start over so many times.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we need another house. So when I got the money, I always put 3-4 houses on one street, and I stay in this house 2 months. I stay in this house 2 months, and I stay in this house 2 months. So 6 months out the year, I really wasn't really. So by the time they get a warrant, I'll be at the next house.
I used to be watching on Instagram Live. I'm like, does this nigga own a block? Like, what's going on over here? Like, I would be looking. It just looked like you own like a. It just feels like many different. It's like I felt like a block,
a compound. Like what I do, it's like Monopoly to me. I just buy this, buy this, buy this, buy that. Like that's what I'm on. It came from when my rent man had kicked me out. One time my house got busted. My rent man had kicked us out. And I'm like, man, I'm tired of getting kicked out, man. What I gotta do to keep this motherfucking house? And he was like, you can buy it. He was an African dude. Or he was from somewhere. I don't know where the fuck he was from, but I bought the house. I bought it for double the price what he wanted. But I needed the house. I was like, damn, I ain't ever got to move out this bitch. I can keep trapping. Yeah. So I was like, shit, I need to get the house across the street. Then I was like, okay, I need to get this house.
That's the best way to not have the neighbors call cops on you too, right?
I mean, I'm so used to the neighbors calling cops. You got to understand, I ain't get rich just off selling big bricks to all these different dudes. I actually became rich off selling grams.
Really?
I had the best grams, and I sell them for $75, $85 when they were selling for $150.
So is it fair to say that you became a millionaire from doing that before music?
I was up 5-10 million before I even
really
went there. Right? Everybody know that though. Everybody in the city.
Well, maybe in the city, but like I think for the rest of people,
they know
what your story is. Like with all, I don't want to call certain rappers names. Like that's what they rap about. That's what they tell us they did. But we get to find out over time. Like no, like maybe they know somebody who did, but that's not them.
I mean, that shit hard. Like that shit ain't no easy task to do. You gotta have a good main bitch. You gotta have good solid side bitches. You gotta have a good team of dudes. You gotta have the integrity. You can't be selfish. You gotta be willing to pay people, look out for people. You gotta be willing to take risks. You gotta be really down there to die for this shit. You smell me? Like you gotta be ready for the robbers. You gotta know how to fight. You gotta know how to shoot. Like that shit ain't just no easy task though. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit took a long time. Like it ain't just okay, I woke up that morning and I had $1 million. Hell no. That shit took from 12 years old to probably 21 years old of just mistakes and trying to get it right till I mastered my craft.
That's interesting how you say that, because like I remember even Savage tell me. Savage was like, him and his homie used to just try to rob niggas. Like, you know what I mean? So like you got to think about all different aspects of the game, right? Like you gotta utilize the females in a certain way. You gotta utilize. You gotta be careful with everything. But how do you avoid like major detection though? Because I mean, you never really got busted on some shit where like you're probably facing potentially life.
All my houses got busted. All my house, I just won.
So who took the charges? Did everything came to you?
That's why we here today. Niggas always took charges. Like I always had a good team. Shit, bitches too. You smell me? Like it wasn't never a time where a nigga wouldn't stand silent. Even on this case, on this last federal case, niggas was willing to take a charge. Like really? when the plane stopped, nigga said it was his. Like shout out to J-Rock. J-Rock stood on business and said it was his. When the truckloads got caught, shit, Kate got out that motherfucker and said, yeah, they belong to me. You smell me? My team was immaculate. Like it was never a time where niggas weren't willing to stand up. You smell me? Even in my houses and shit. Even when I got locked up, niggas would hear me like, man, we finna finesse them in another way. You smell me? So like my whole team, the feds went on that shit. They like, I couldn't outsmart them.
Did anyone, once you're in the, because, so I like to do math. I'm like, Ralo had to be getting at least 30, 40K a show at the time you got busted. At least.
I was getting like 10. You
was getting 10?
Sometimes I work my way up to 17.5 or 20 per hour.
Because I was thinking like this. Well, he probably really thought he had the best cover because, I'm flying out here. I probably got some bullshit hosting or whatever. Right. But the jet gonna cost a little bit, right? The jet gonna cost like 40, right? The jet would probably cost as much as the show.
That was for like the citations and stuff. That'll be 40 because you gotta think about we're going from Atlanta to Cali.
Ooh, okay.
So that's a whole different ball game. Atlanta to Mexico. You smell me? Like those are two different ball games because you gotta stop in Oklahoma City, fill up gas and things that matter. Like I stopped riding them small jets. I started riding them with golf screens because I can get more product on the golf screen.
Yeah, but even with like say,
so they was like $1 the golf screen.
How you get the pilots not to be telling on you? Because I just like
got a pound.
Really?
I mean, they told eventually when the feds started coming and they put wires and shit on me, and they was just telling on me all the time.
Because even like God rest the dead with Juice WRLD, they said. The feds got tipped off by the pilots. They say, "Yo, this shit."
That who tipped my shit out.
Really?
The December 22nd load, the pilots tipped that one out.
Really? So like, how would you even? You try to get the same pilots or the same plane? Like because
I had the same pilots every time. Like I tried to like not fuck with them, but one pilot. This man, he made him locked in, and I made sure every time I bust a move, I gave him an extra 50,000.
Really?
There's a hush money. So he was ready to fly with me. He don't give a fuck where I'll go. I was everywhere now. I just wasn't going. I was just having fun.
Yo, I have to. So if you go to Cali to, you about to go do a rip or whatever, do you even have incentive to go to a show for 10 grand, man, or 17 grand? Like, bro,
it ain't make sense. But you gotta think about it too. Like before all of this rap shit, I used to go buy sessions in the club for me and my niggas to party.
Yeah.
So like I always was some niggas just going in the club. Like even if they want to pay me, if I would have never popped my music and shit when I pop, I would have still been going to the club. I would have bought me a session just to hang out with my people. Cause that's what we like to do.
So bring me back to that day when the feds come in.
Right.
You already knew that the cops been on you this and third, but that day, break it down. Was anything weird about it? Did you kind of have a?
I really, honestly, I just did. I made a couple of mistakes that I never made before. You smell me? I was out there motherfucker tripping. I never really got on a jet with it. You smell me? I always flew it back. But when I was in the mountains, bro, like people don't even understand how I feel to really go up there in the mountains. You smell me?
What do you mean the mountains? Like
the 101, Murder Mountain.
What was that?
Humboldt County.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, some people they gonna know. They gonna see it in the comments. But
okay.
it's like the gold mine for marijuana.
Oh, okay.
In Cali.
This is Cali?
Yeah, it's on the 101.
Oh,
but when you go up there,
this nigga, you barely smoke weed, man. This nigga 1 year, like you don't know where the hell that coming from. Like you vaping, stop it. This nigga Ralo said it like, yo, like where everybody knows where they get it. I'm like, the fuck is he talking about? I thought you were talking about Atlanta just now. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
So when you go up there, they don't really have a lot of restaurants. They probably got 1 or 2 restaurants. Like they have to live off generators. Like it ain't no road. Like it ain't nothing but dirt. You smell me? So you going up these mountains, your truck muddy as a motherfucker. It's snowing every fucking 5 minutes. You don't know when the weather. So like it's a fucked up way of living coming from Atlanta. Of course the hippies and shit, they used to living like that. Ain't no lights. Like you be up that motherfucker driving up the mountain. And, I was just ready to get the fuck on. Like I had left like I want to say I left like 200,000-300,000. I left like 280,000 there, right? So I was like, shit.
In weed?
Yeah, not in money. I left 280,000
cash.
Money. Yeah.
Why?
Because the shit that they was trying to give me went right, and I ain't want to bring the money all the way back home.
Oh, so you said, all right, just hold this, and next time when I come, give me the right shit.
So when I come, give me another 1,000. You smell me? So when I came back, I was like, okay, I done got everything. I probably left like 200 and some thousand left. That it wasn't a whole 280. It was like a little bit close to just 200. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'll keep that here, and I'll come back and get me another 1,000. You smell me? And when I got on the jet, I just was ready to go home. I had got lazy. I had got burnt. I had missed my first show, and I want to say it was in Philly. I had a show in Philly that I supposed to have did. I never had missed a show. But everything they was bringing me, it was just like some bullshit. You smell me? Like bullshit weed. So I was like, man, I just take these little 500-600 pounds and just come back and get the other 400 when I get back. And when I got on the jet.
Wait, how could you, I don't smoke. Like, how did you know like they were giving you bullshit rather than the quality that you?
Shit, I got all the ops with me. All my bros. They just smoke. They go through all the pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you gotta do some product testing in this bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I imagine I go to China and buying some garments. I gotta see if this shit just tear easy. Okay. All right. So you finally get it, but at this point you kind of like just fed up. You just want to get back, right?
I want to get back.
Do you break protocol? Because it looks like you probably
broke all the protocols.
Every protocol.
Yep. I broke protocol.
How?
I got on the jet with it. I usually fly 2 jets back. I wasn't willing to wait on the other jet. I get me a little small jet to ride on, and I fly the big jet back with everything.
And you said, fuck it, I'm on the big jet this time.
Yeah, my shit ain't ever really got caught. You know what I mean? Like, I usually get caught on the small jets. They'll come search my shit, but they'll never be on that. I don't think they knew that I was just flying that many jets. Yeah, because that shit was expensive as fuck.
Yeah, holy shit. Mathematically, that makes sense, right? So if you're bringing back and you're probably thinking you're going to get over $1 million in profit or whatever the case is, if you get 2 jets from Cali to Atlanta. How much is that?
I used to spend like $120 on the golf screen, and the little jet that I want to go back like $36,000.
Damn, so that's $150. Wow.
$150. I probably profit like $800,000 after I pay everybody. And
yo, there's gonna be somebody watching this shit be like, yo. Because I'm always saying, I hate when people take jail chances for like little amount of money. Right. Like you rob a nigga for $1,000 and get 20 years, like you stupid. At least go try to. I like watching money heists. Like if you gonna do this shit, do it big. Right. Because after a certain amount, it's the same charge. It's, you know what I mean? It's like what are they gonna do? Okay, so damn. So all right, you break protocol. You on this goddamn jet, and I'm guessing that at some point you land right, and that's when the feds are there. Did you while you're in the air? Are you feeling like
the pilot keep coming to the back? He never come to the back. I be fucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my bitch. Just man. At that time, I was fucking with some shit. I ain't had no baby.
You must have had the big jet then.
Oh, yeah. I had a golf screen.
I flew on a jet one time. It just wasn't that big. You know what I mean? I don't know if you could just be fucking in the back because the pilot look over his shoulder.
I had a room.
Oh, you had a room joint?
We had a room.
Oh, god damn. All right.
But the only thing about it, people still got to go through the room to get to the bathroom. So he kept acting like he got to use the restroom, and he kept using the restroom unusually. But I'm like, man, that nigga tripping. You know,
is this a pilot you knew? The one you kept?
They're my main pilot.
Oh.
It came to me.
Must have ate something bad, you thinking, huh?
Nah, he was finna eat my ass. I'm finna get ate. So I mean, he asked me, he like, you ain't got no heroin on you, do you? I was like, nah, you know.
Well, he asked?
Yeah, you know, he knew, you know what I'm saying? When we go surf, I'm like, nigga, you know, we just came from Cali. The heroin ain't here. Yeah. We go other, you know what I'm saying, to go get our other situation. And he like, I'm like, nigga, I ain't got no heroin on him. You know what I'm saying? He like, oh, so it's just weed. I'm like, yeah, it's just weed, nigga. You know it's just weed. Don't you smell this shit? You see me put all this shit out here?
Was it under the plane?
I was in the cargo bay.
Oh, shit. So it's something that he kind of knew. It's not like you were like, oh, now we just bringing like music equipment back. He kind of knew, right?
Man, come on, man. But however, when we get out, some told me just don't get out of the jet. I did not get out of the jet. I just sat right there. You smell me? Just sit. I don't know what the fuck made me just sit right there. I just sit right there for like 10 minutes, and girl called my phone. She was like, "They out here, the feds out here, the feds out here, the feds out here." So I hurry up and shut the door. Boom. I'm like, "Boy, I'm finna run." Like they gotta
tell the nigga take back off, nigga. The fuck.
He already was.
He with them.
He with them. He smelled me. So I'm like, damn. So I go to the cargo bay. I'm like, shit. I'm gonna just hop out the cargo bay and jump and run the other way. You smell me? I go to the cargo bay. They like, get on, get on. I said, oh shit. I said, there's some cameras on this bitch. They seeing every move I make. There's some cameras on this bitch. So I'm like, shit, they gotta have emergency exit. So I hit the emergency exit jack. The thing went on down and the motherfucker went around. I'm like, damn. They like, we're gonna send the dog. I'm like, man, you gonna have to send that motherfucker. I'm stuck. If I would have knew how to flew, I would have flew that bitch out. I'm trying to figure it out.
That's some movie shit, yo. We take it off, man. Y'all niggas gotta catch us. God damn.
And they came on that motherfucker. I still was bucking. I still shut the door on there. I'm like, man, it gotta be a way I can get out this fucking jet.
Now, usually when they say the dog, you're supposed to, because I gonna like dog bites is crazy.
Yeah, they said that shit, but I was wondering how the fuck the dog gonna get on the plane. I shut the door. You know what I'm saying? How the hell this dog go? We gonna send the dog. What the fuck you gonna do? Throw the dog? I'm still in the jet. Like, how the fuck this dog finna get in here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit didn't scare me. You smell me? I just was like, damn, I'm finna go ahead and go do my 30 ball. I thought I was gonna do like 30 years.
Damn. Yeah. You like instantly just thought like that?
Cause they gave me 30 years.
Did you think immediately, which one of these motherfuckers done snitched on me? Cause I feel like now we're looking for the snitch every single time.
I mean,
or did you think everybody around you were solid? Maybe not a pilot though.
I kind of, you know, me personally, I don't blame my shit on snitches. Like, I did what I did. I got caught. You smell me? Like, you gotta think about it. This just happened that time. I've been locked up a lot of times. You smell me? It was times where I was in the hot box. It wasn't even my hot box, my stolen car. And I just got locked up for it and everybody else got away. You smell me? So that was my first conviction or whatnot. Ever since then, I already knew, like, you can't blame nobody for your shit. You get caught, you get caught. You smell me? It's just me.
So you get taken in custody. You see the charges. You're thinking you're going to get 30 years.
Right.
Now you're dealing with the feds. You're not dealing with Fulton County or Atlanta.
I still was playing games like I'm still in that bitch thinking like I outsmart these people.
You think you could outsmart? Okay. Like,
still
what was you trying to do?
I was trying to pay a nigga to take a charge. I was trying to make up a whole different situation. Like,
I'm an artist. I just got caught up in this shit. I'm just in here by mistake. It's his shit, and he gonna say it's his shit type shit, right?
See, we did that at the beginning.
Really?
Like, Shawty got out of jail and said it was his. You smell me? So I'm in that motherfucker, and a nigga run to play, nigga like this, said, right, little man, I can get you out. I'm like, how you can get me out? He like, dude, I'm going to send your lawyer some information. You just tell your lawyer submit it. My lawyer sent the submission, sent the information. He came to the jail. We couldn't talk on collect. You know the wall.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do that. So I was like, yeah. He was like, give me $400,000. I'm like, cool.
You still had money at that point, though? I thought they would seize everything.
Because you got to think about it. Everybody still owed me money.
Okay.
So it wasn't there for, and then you got to think about it. I still had left that 200 in Cali that time. So I'm like, shit, I really want to say I left 225 or 250. I ain't sure. I know it was around. It was a little bit over 200,000. So I was like, shit, all I got to do is put one more 150 with it, and I can go ahead and ease my way on about this motherfucker. So they sent the play to the prosecution team or whatnot, and I'm thinking I'm finna go in that motherfucker and this finna go well. Them folks said, you lied. This is lied. There was an abandoned house. This was, Mr. Davis, we not here to play with you. You smell me? Like, we really, hold up. I got it right here. I know you like it. I want you to read it because obviously niggas just don't never read the shit. I pulled it out. So you know how to read.
Oh, shit. Yeah, nah.
Remember this blue folder? You been talking about this blue folder a lot. You like, damn.
Of course.
He pulled out this blue folder.
I ain't gonna lie to you. They always said a lot about you until you came. You came like you was a tax accountant, and then everybody stopped talking.
I want you to read that.
Okay.
So the profit actually happened on June 6th. I want you to read it to the world so they can hear it.
All right. So it says, reference is made to the form, the information given by Davis to be deemed chicanery.
Chicanery.
Like chicanery. How that? I can't.
If you can Google that word, chicanery.
Yeah.
Y'all can Google it. Spell it for.
CHICANERY. I think it means bullshit, right?
I want her to say it because I don't want them to think we.
It means the use of trickery to achieve a political, financial, or legal purpose.
Okay, so basically it says the information that the play you tried to do, they've realized is some BS. You're trying to run a trick on them and they've figured it out, right? DEA search of FBI database for both subjects mentioned in the above proffer remains unknown. Surveillance was established off information given to both agents at both locations, and both stash houses was discovered abandoned. Then the next thing says, ASAC authorization was requested for pen register, trap and trace, and enhanced caller identification device. Damn, this is some real Fed shit right here. Jesus Christ. To the following number, blah, blah, utilized by Davis. To date, no information has been received on subjects mentioned. Similarly, the facts set forth above show that reasonable ground does not exist to grant Davis information to be truthful. So, I mean, I could interpret it.
I want you to go to the next page.
Well, they're basically setting up saying you a lying ass nigga. Right? As required by 18 USC, applicant hereby certifies that the information obtained from the pen trap device was irrelevant to any criminal investigation conducted by the agency. By the way, this is DA. Specifically, the information given did not help the United States. That's the exonerating line, right? Specifically, the information given did not help the United States to identify nor locate the individuals mentioned in the illegal narcotics trafficking described above. I mean, I'll continue reading the rest, but I mean, I'll stop it there because we're gonna get to and I seen right. And I think I even defended you. I said, listen, I could understand being in a box and feeling like you stood tall, and then people saying you're the snitch.
Right.
And when you came out, I could tell you wanted everyone who put that out there to not only be as loud with the apology, but to have some accountability to that, right? That line is, and by the way, you know, we have the official paperwork here. That line would tell me it basically means you did not help with the investigation of anybody.
Right.
And if anything, you just lied to these motherfuckers, right? The facts in this information given from my personal observation and my training experience and the information obtained from Davis. And by the way, this report I would think would tell them that they can't give you no deal because you're hindering the process more than you're trying to help them, right? My training experience and the information obtained from Davis, having read and considered through this federal criminal investigation conducted by the FBI, it lacks credibility. Davis said his plug, aka his drug supplier, was dead, which led him into drug trafficking marijuana on 2 separate occasions. 16th of October 2017 and October 26th of 2017. A Federal Bureau of Investigation confidential human source purchased heroin inside Pakistan from a known fam goon. During the sale of the heroin, the confidential source was told the heroin came from Davis. So there was somebody telling on you.
Right. It was a lot of people telling on me. I got that documentation. I just ain't never put that out there.
So how do you feel when people then say you told? When you have the actual paperwork that's saying...
I mean, people put that paperwork, like my co-defendants and stuff have put that documentation out. You smell me? But nobody just refused to read it. Niggas like, you shouldn't even went in that room playing with them folks. You smell me? Niggas like, you should never made it juicy for them at all. You smell me?
That's what I hear, right? So I hear some people who are saying, well, maybe we don't got the paperwork on who because these days they'll be like, yeah, we don't got the paperwork on who he told on. We might not know who he told on, but the mere fact that he even talked to them people, that's telling.
Right.
There's some people that go with that narrative.
I don't understand that. I always lied to the police. Like, even if I get pulled over for a fucking ticket, I'm trying to figure out, like, I wasn't speeding. I mean, you can have a girl to say you were going 70 miles.
You're going 80, 85 right here. What's up?
Nah, man, that shit. Nah, I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been that. Like, I don't understand why people, like, even when Jay was right there, I tell her, please, like, read the whole thing. Like, don't just read one page. You telling me, okay, I went in here on page 8. You saying I went in this motherfucker and information was given, right? On June 6th of 2018, which was 7 years ago, right? Now read the rest. Nah, I just want to worry about it. We trying to worry about page 8. Nah, read the whole motherfucking thing because we all know some things can start bad and ends well. You smell me?
By the way, I'll read this last part too. It says, through my training experience and education, I've become familiar with the manner in which members of criminal enterprises communicate to use trickery, schemes to downplay their roles in crimes. Mr. Davis refused to answer questions on or about April 17th, 2018, after being found in the cargo bay of the airplane with the product marijuana on board. So once again, they're basically saying that even when they caught you with it and it's surrounding you refuse to give any information about it. I mean, it gotta bother you that it takes this for motherfuckers. And this I remember you on live saying, I'm gonna pull up on you. I want y'all to do some reading. It don't seem like a lot of people were down to do reading.
Yeah, nah, I would tell them, let's go to the courthouse. Like, we can go out here and get my PSI, my transcripts from my sentencing transcripts. I would tell them we can go get my I got some more shit in here called it's called statement of reasons. It show you whether you got a 5K1 or whatnot. And I was telling them, like, let's go to the courthouse. We can go out here and we can get this same documentation printed up. Although all this documentation was sitting in our discovery, of course. But I'm like, okay, yeah. Motherfucker, let's go to this courthouse and see this. And I even told Jay, like, Jay, why the hell we just read page 8? Like, let's read all the pages.
I've never seen somebody bring the whole discovery. Like, I felt like you went above and beyond. But let's talk about, the subsequent, you going to jail. How did that case play out? Did you take it to trial? Did you take a plea? What were you looking at? What was the mindset in even doing that?
I mean,
because you're caught red-handed too, right?
I'm caught red-handed, so actually, when I went in that proffer, my lawyer ended up being determined to be a conflict of interest because they saying the forms that I was at in Cali was registered him in his name. You smell me? So they already knew that these fucking forms, but I couldn't prove beyond reasonable doubt that they knew. But if in fact that they did know and they walked me into a proffer room, all of them is a conflict of interest. That means I can get this. I got the documentation to show you. You probably got to read all that shit, but I could have got the indictment dismissed. So instead of me, I'm trying to fight. I'm like this here. Brian still asking for 5 years. I'm like, man, shit, get me goddamn some years. I'm straight with some years. He like, nah, you was.
Wait, who's your lawyer?
Brian Steele.
Oh, you had Brian Steele.
Brian Steele, my lawyer the whole time.
Oh, of course. I'm surprised if you went to jail. Brian Steele's a guy.
Yeah, but it don't matter about being the guy when you federal. Smell me like you gotta be.
If it's a little bit different ball.
That's a lot different. Like you can go to state and niggas can knock them out the ball game. They make a lot of mistakes. The feds, they strategic. They don't even come get you unless they got the nail ready for the hammer.
Wow. So, what were you looking at?
I was looking at my guidelines were between 87 months and 106.
Okay.
And the judge, I signed for the 106. The judge met us in the middle. The prosecution, I was asking for 87 months. The judge just gave me 97 months. The prosecution team, they just were burnt out on the case. They got tired of that bullshit.
Wow. So that ends up being how many years?
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, 8 years, 9 years. 8 years, 8 years.
Which I mean, if when you got caught, you thinking you're getting a 30 ball, like
right.
9 years, like it's not obviously it's not a walk in the park, but still,
I think that I had so much other shit going on. You smell me like I knew in my head that I was selling heroin. I knew in my head I was selling cocaine. I knew in my head I was
heroin be selling like that.
Yeah, that's why I made my first couple $1 million off.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard nobody be like, yo, they on some heroin. That sounds crazy.
I don't know where the hell you been.
I mean,
my whole community is
for
infested
real.
with
Like if I was chilling with some people, they'd be like, yo, man, I need some heroin. I'd be like, nigga, what the fuck is you on?
Right.
I be thinking about heroin and some shit you got like tie around like the belt thing around your arm and inject
you gotta
it.
do that. I mean, it's needles on every block of my street all my life. I was born around them, but stems is what they do the crack out for. That's a crack pipe. And I was born around them, but needles. My whole community, like from 1987 to 1996, we was the heroin capital of the United States, the Bluff.
Holy shit.
Right.
Okay.
And that came from the president.
Damn. All right. So bet. So damn. For that amount, you take that time. Are you looking at it like, man, maybe I could when I get out, I'm probably gonna have to go clean because you can't get out and go back to the drug game, right? Like,
I wouldn't even like when I really got the drop or went through the experience of going federal. I knew right then these folks ain't nothing to play with. Like, I'm going in there trying to outsmart and finesse these people. These folks can't be finessed. I'm going in that motherfucking line of these folks thinking that I can pay a nigga to take a charge. Like, these folks a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even play with these folks. So, like, it's so easy. Like, for example, he can come over here right now and buy a gram of heroin from me and have a wire on, and now I'm gone for 20, 30 years of my life. Smell me? So, like, I knew right then, especially going in the feds, I'm thinking I'm finna be around a whole bunch of rich niggas like Ralo. I go in that bitch and a lot of these niggas broke. Smell me? All of these niggas is just wilding out on drugs. So it ain't even a place that I thought big dogs would go. You smell me? I'm in this motherfucker with niggas that got 100 years mad as fuck that they had did what they did. I did it for the love of the game, and a lot of times, like, I'm like, the dope game is what it is. Like, nigga, this is what we living and dying for. This the streets. And when you go on,
so people like Big Meech probably, like, you looked at what he did, like, yo, this is how real players get it.
And I'm thinking that who I was gonna be around a whole bunch of Big Meeches. The compounds ain't like that.
Who the fuck was you around?
A whole bunch of niggas that got caught with a gun
okay.
and went fed. Probably ain't got $100 on their book. No disrespect, because I know niggas went through the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, bitches leaving. It ain't like that. And then you might be on the compound with predominantly Spanish people from ICE. You smell me? And then you got a couple people that bomb buildings and things that matter, but it ain't made up to what we think it is. It's definitely not that. All the mob bosses dead, old as a motherfucker. Like, when you go in there and if you got any mind of intelligence, you're gonna be sick from the shit.
what was your first feeling when you heard that your reputation was getting attacked out here? Because there was a time for a witch hunt where they were like, it felt like they were saying all of these rappers are telling. Like the guys who claimed they were the realest, they're all the ones telling.
I think I couldn't like, bro, that shit had me like I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was sick. Like I did dirt with people that I trusted. My real friends that I grew up with. My real plug who I make millions and millions of dollars with. Like I gave pounds to niggas all over the country. Like I had the southern region in the headlock. So when you go to thinking like this person telling, he got to be telling on the people he did dirt with. Some of these dudes I went to school with all my life. Some of these dudes I'm real close friends with. Not one person have said they got incarcerated for my indictment.
Before you started speaking for yourself, I feel like there was some other entities that was trying to push that out though. They were like, yo, your Ralo he ain't really solid. Because I remember when they were sending it to me even as a blog, they were like, yo, your Ralo one of them too.
Right.
And shoot, you know, again, when it comes to especially the media, and this is why I think you've learned the power of speaking for yourself.
Right.
Where, because if one person's saying Ralo did A and you don't say nothing, the people gonna look at it and be like,
he said
Ralo did do that shit.
And I think that also like it's almost like a nigga that's in death row, like I said, like he fighting for his life and he know he ain't did shit. Like nigga, I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my reputation. I think that's the worst shit you can be called. You smell me? So like you put me in a lineup with niggas that really told. I might see my name there to some niggas that really told, like dudes that saying they incarcerated for these individuals. And I just didn't never know that it was a crime or against the code to lie to the feds. Like I still don't get that. But with that being said, if y'all got these type of rules in the game, I just don't want to be a part of it. You smell me? If I can't goddamn pay a nigga to take a charge, or I can't lie to the motherfucking police, or I can't buy my way, like I don't want to be a part of this shit. Like what the hell kind of game y'all? And I won. You know, I won on an ultimate level. I probably made 20, 30 million out of dope game. You smell me? Like, how the hell could a street punk or a peon tell me how to play the game and they ain't even won the game?
Since then, I've heard you say something which I've completely agreed with,
right.
And this is my favorite line to say. The more older I get, I realize the majority of things in life is better to be liked than to be right, because people pick and choose.
Right. If
they like you, even if you do wrong, they make it right.
Right.
When they don't like you, you could do right, it's gonna be wrong.
Exactly.
And I heard even you basically saying, yo, y'all niggas do pick and choose, because you know there was an outrage. I felt like they were ready to come with the tiki torches for you. Like, nah, let's get his reputation and everything with him to put him as that. And then when you debunked a lot of stuff, I didn't hear too many apologies. I heard quietness. Right?
That shit crazy.
And even now with this current situation, which I think everyone's talking about, this Big Meech stuff, which I mean, I still don't even know exactly what's the facts is, but it felt like people are more understanding, or they'll speak out less against him. With you, it was more like, yeah, whatever y'all said that nigga did, he probably did that shit, man. Does that make you feel away? Because that's picking and choosing.
100%. Like I just feel like you picking and choosing. Like if of course, he got an allegation on him. I mean, you know, everybody in the world keeps saying I'm going against him, I'm sleep this. And my only thing was I seen some of my real friends on that flyer. I seen some of my 100% friends, and I ain't on no hang shit like that. But if you're gonna do this shit to me, do it to him.
Did you see any of your real friends really switch up on you though?
Hell yeah. You don't see them fucking with me like that. Like, you don't see that shit like broad like we used to be. You smell me? Like, they love me. Like, I ain't gonna take it from them. Like, Young Scooter, that my dog. I love him to death. That my whole heart. But nigga, don't love me privately. Love me publicly. You smell me? And I get to saying shit. Oh, you start speaking on a nigga name. No, hell no. I seen the name on that motherfucking flyer. Why is your name on there if you don't fuck with so-called rats? You smell me?
Did that shit hurt you in the sense of, damn, like, if it was anybody supposed to get the benefit of the doubt, if you weren't clear, it was supposed to be me, not somebody else.
I can't even say that because the honorable dude, 42 Dub, what he did, I really was like, hell yeah. 42 Dub said, nigga, y'all gotta show me what Meech told. Y'all gotta show me the nigga he told on right now. Show me the paperwork. That's what I want my niggas to do.
Yeah.
Why Scooter ain't saying, hey, come here, show me the nigga that's in jail for Ralo. You smell me? Like, why? Like, or you ain't even gotta do it in front of the whole world if you're not an internet nigga. Just come to me and be like, hey, Ralo, I heard this. Now tell me what's your part? Like, what's going on? And then another thing, like, you gotta think about it. They wanna know who this person is that's putting this play together. You want me to say this shit in the front of the whole world? Then a nigga really gonna be in jail for me. Then, you smell me? So you really want me to snitch. You smell me? You want me to snitch on the nigga that's helping niggas or working they move. No, get what you could do. Akademiks or Jade or anybody, you ain't gotta do it on interview. You can just tell me, hey, Ralo, who them people that busting that move? We can go to the side and I can talk to you like this the man. And we can call them. And we can get some communication like, okay, this is the people, this is what's going on. But don't ask me in front of the world who this page 8 is about. Motherfucker, you can come talk to me and I'll show you. We can call them and we can handle the business. But I'm not finna put that business out there to the whole fucking world.
I seen Scooter comment under a post. And I think you basically was saying, like, you know, I haven't heard you say, like, that's not my homie no more. But you clearly are letting people know, yo, I do feel a way about it, but I do want to resolve it.
Righteous.
And I do like the fact that you vocalize that you feel a way about it, because I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of times the accusation is way louder than when people have to come back and be like, nah, y'all niggas had it wrong. So, you know, even when you and Boosie had that little back and forth, I'm like, I can't really blame you, because this is how, if I'm someone new to the situation, now I'm knowing, oh yeah, niggas was lying on him. Because before we only heard the accusation.
Right.
Where does it stand with even Scooter now, and even like say Boosie, because Boosie, I don't know, you see, Boosie was in a tough spot because he's a guy who's been really anti people who told. And I don't know if it was because he was caught up, you know, sometimes he's on Vlad a lot and they ask him a direct question, and I think a lot of times he's looking like he can't be in the middle on a situation, or he can't say, I don't know. So he might say something that then later, you know, people use his voice very heavily. What's the situation with both those guys?
I think, you know, I pulled up on Boosie and we resolved that. You smell me? Like, I couldn't just keep doing all that old internet shit. So I had to pull up on him and we resolved it. I showed him what's going on, and you know what I'm saying? He kind of got to understand it from what I seen in front of me or whatnot. And Young Scooter himself, like, I ain't really want to push up on Scooter on no shit like that, because like I said on the blog, like, if we got a problem, let's fight or some shit like that. And they saying Ralo trying to fight Scooter. That ain't what the fuck I said. Like, usually bros be able to work shit out. You smell me? Like, you ain't even gave a nigga the benefit of the doubt. You ain't even pulled up and pulled my coattail. Like, before you go to the world or go to any nigga or any bitch, if I'm your man, come talk to me. You smell me? And so I really never know where he stand at with it. But, you know, I was more...
Are you down to do maybe the same thing that you do with Boosie? I think, like, hey, listen, let me pull up.
Boosie was a lot more toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was seeming like it was going extra left.
Yeah, so like,
did a third person get in between that, or
no third? Yeah,
really?
They told me where he was at, and we pulled up. You smell me? And it looked kind of crazy at the beginning, but you know, we was able to sit down like men. You smell me? And I wasn't ever coming on no. Oh, I'm trying to, you know, bully Boots or pull him like he a bitch. Now I never would say shout out a bitch ass nigga or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I probably did say that a couple times, but however, that ain't what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to shit on him, man. I'm just saying, like, I pulled up on him in a way that I want to pull it up on my mans. You smell me?
Yeah, because you don't know what it could have been, right?
Yeah, it could have. We could have been a lot. He would have been.
I was talking crazy online. I'm glad that got I don't think I don't know if he spoke about.
Yeah, he announced it. Like, I wasn't gonna announce it because they were gonna say I was clout chasing. Yeah, so a lot of shit, like even posting Dolph or even posting Lucci or posting out my partner, I don't even show that I feed the homeless or show what I do for the community no more, because they don't do nothing but bash me and say, oh, Ralo ain't doing nothing but clout chasing. I can't even say free Lucci. I can't say free Young Boy. I can't say free Dirk. I can't say motherfucking long live Dolph.
The Dolph thing, number one, that's when I realized there's something very non-rapper-esque about you. Because you don't seem to be the person that if you have an unpopular opinion or thought, you say, oh, they ain't gonna like if I say that, so I'm just not gonna say it. You're gonna say it.
Of course.
Right? And, I think your public support of Dolph, while I think a lot of people do fuck with Dolph, it's that the way how unapologetically you do it, I think people look at it like, yeah, they wouldn't do it that way because they feel like it could get them into problems or it could isolate them in the industry. Why do you wave that flag for Dolph as high as you continually do?
I would want somebody to do it for me. Like if my kids was out here and I was in the ground, I would want a nigga to be unapologetic and be team me. So I do to others what I want to done to myself. I like loyalty. You smell me? Like that brother talked to me while I was in jail for hours a day. You know what I'm saying? That brother sent money to me and my family. That brother did features for me while I was in jail, and I was able to produce income from Empire and stuff like that. Like, I show my gratitude and my appreciation, and due to the fact that he did, that don't mean I abandon him. You smell me? I keep it and I ain't going. And whether a nigga like it or not, like, I ain't gonna fold. Cause I could have folded and been on the other side and dick ride like the rest of these niggas doing, but I wouldn't be me. You smell me? I wouldn't even want to look at myself in the mirror. I don't even know how the fuck these niggas look at themselves in the mirror, knowing goddamn well this man is under the ground and his kids out this motherfucker, his wife out here. You niggas is acting like he ain't exist. Like y'all did that to him. Y'all will do that shit to me. So ain't no reason for me to be begging for friendships. You smell me? Like, ain't no reason for me because I seen what y'all did to him. Y'all do the same thing to me. Then y'all motherfuckers go up on me and assume I was a rat. Like, now I'm very unapologetic. So now I'm fighting for not only Ralo, I'm fighting for Dolph, I'm fighting for all the fallen soldiers.
Do you believe, and it's a two-part question, or maybe an either or, because when I see you speak on a lot of things, I hear the passion.
Right.
But I also hear, I think there's some natural hurt too.
Right.
Because you see how they did you. And I think before you got in that situation, you thought, nah, I've been a solid nigga. They would never do me like that until you saw them do you like that. You saw they dragged your name, your reputation. You saw basically they were trying to throw you away. Do you feel like it's more about maybe the streets? Do you like that, or do you think it's like just individuals you felt like maybe you fucked with or you knew or had a rapport with?
I think we got two kind of people in this. I think we got the person that you say, they went about their life and they know that I've been about that life all my life. They know that I made millions out of dope game for real, and they claimed it. So they gonna try to remove any street credibility I got due to the fact they ain't got none. You got that person that's the jealous person. And then you got another person who's a coward. You know, he gonna do whatever the next man do. Like, okay, I ain't gotta go through that and I ain't gotta embrace Ralo. I'm gonna stay out the way because I see them not doing it. So you got two different kind of people. And then you got the niggas that's in the comments that gonna write a rat up on the hill, write lame shit about me, write lame shit about you up on the hill.
Does that bother you?
It used to bother me a lot, but you got to keep in mind when I first did my first song with Young Scooter on World Star, the song called For Show. It was me and Scooter, and they trashed me. They were like, your voice is trash. You the worst rapper on earth. And now that I have kind of got good in my craft for music, because this have changed tremendously, I look at them.
I see a lot of people give you credit. They feel like you've upgraded, especially on Chosen.
Right. Like that was probably my best project. Them 7 songs probably the best project I ever had. But however, I look at them same trash cans and I see the rat, the goddamn the little emoji. So I just keep it going. You smell me? Don't get me wrong now. When I see that shit, I be like, man, boy, I will beat your ass. Or a lame man nigga, show me who I told on. Or like, cause to me, it ain't no in between in telling. It ain't no you told a little bit. Either you told or you didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's either a nigga in jail for you or it ain't. Either you took a person out of the street or you didn't. It ain't no in between to me.
There's many different rules though when it comes to the street. It feels like I've heard so many different things. Well, you could have told by just even speaking to the cop. You could have told, even if no one goes to jail, you could tell, but there's a way there's no paperwork. Like it feels like if they want to call you a snitch, they'll just make up a rule that you told. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's just a part of the game I wasn't aware of.
Are you then, because you come from that ilk, and I know for sure you don't believe in someone tattletaling or ratting. Like, that's not what you believe.
I mean, I believe niggas gonna do that regardless.
Well, you believe that's gonna happen, but you don't believe that someone who participates in the game to the level you have, that's because you would have done it, right? When you see other people getting judged for similar allegations, do you look at them and be like, well, let me give you the benefit of the doubt, or do you look at it like, I'm gonna just mind my business, or you gonna look at it and be like, man, this is the real rat y'all should have been pointing out, like, you know what I mean? Like, and we see it. A lot of people have been on trial by, opinion, where people have mixed opinions about Gunna, right? People, shoot, I don't know if there's mixed opinions. We just seen the ASAP Rocky dude. We see a bunch of cases now where people could be like, well, is all of this ratting, or is some things are and some things not? Do you make that determination, or you just be like, you know what? Like, even with the Big Meech stuff, right? Like, are you going to be on some 42 Doug shit and be like, man, y'all got to show me some paperwork?
I just want to know who is suffering from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I think of incarceration, I think of myself. I'm missing out on my kids. I'm missing out on my girl. I'm missing out on my mama. I'm missing out on my wife. So my whole mind frame be like, what person is sent in jail for this human being? You know what I mean? Or what person is suffering from it? If ain't nobody doing that, then I really don't too much have a bad perception of that shit. You gotta show me what a motherfucker was taken from the streets or taken from their family. Like, me personally.
What is, you being from Atlanta, I can't tell. Like what do... Would you fuck with or take a picture with, like, say, Gunna, or if Gunna was like, yo, come out to my show? And I'm only asking in the context of how people are trying to perceive him as, he might have told, as opposed to maybe.
For me to do shit like that, honestly, I never looked at the situation with Gunna, because I don't even want to change my heart about him. You know what I mean? So I ain't, even when they put shit online, I never read or seen where he had did that shit in that courtroom. He was saying, yes, ma'am. I heard about it, of course, but for me to make my own judgment, I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see it, because I don't even want to have my heart fucked up against something like that.
Would you, for you to, and I'm just trying to say,
for me to do that, I have to really go do my own homework and look at.
So you need this book.
I need to see his statements that he made.
Okay.
So I need it, because when I was talking to my mans, they was like, basically, Thug find a Rico and he just pled guilty to a Rico. You smell? I still think that he probably should have waited a little while.
Yeah.
I think he should have just waited all the way out with Thug. Me personally, that's my personal opinion. But
that jacket is heavy, right? Like the jacket of somebody saying that you're a rat. Like what it means to even not only an artist, but just a man that comes from a certain ilk. It's like you have a scarlet letter, nobody want to fuck with you. It's like you're like this guy who has done wrong. So it's different if you're like, nah, you probably should have waited it out. That's one thing where you could be like, all right, yo, I don't think you did it the right way. Rather than, people want a black and white answer.
Right.
But they might be doing that without black and white, right? They're like, is he a rat or not?
That's what I'm on. And, I probably would be shocked to see if he made statements against Young Thug. Like, I need to see that part. Then I'd be like, okay, you made statements against Young Thug, you did the wrong thing to your mans.
Yeah.
But I ain't seen that yet.
Do you think, it feels like the entire Atlanta kind of like already chose with that though, right? Because I've seen him done shows here, but I haven't seen, I think only Offset, like I've seen him like pop out with.
Right.
I haven't really seen, is there some type of like consensus among like either the rappers?
Everybody against Gunna. I think everybody against him. Like, I think he in a fucked up state of mind, and he still winning, of course. Like, he got a grand fan base, and he outshining a lot of niggas. But in the streets, like, there's a lot of people against, bro. A lot. I can't even imagine being in his shoes. Like, he got to be like, I probably would have ran his rules.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell. Like, Shawty got to be mentally fucked up and drained. Like,
going through that, right?
me personally, if I ain't do it, I'd be around this bitch fighting for my name like I'm fighting now. You smell me? I'd be, but you know, everybody ain't built like that. You smell me? Everybody ain't vocal. But I hope that they can resolve that because I think that's where we lost the rap game at. Because I think that Young Thug, I think that Gunna, a little guy that even Long Live Kid, I think that they was going to be a massive label.
YSL was going crazy, huh?
I think everybody, even his brothers and shit, you know, I don't want to leave out none of the homies that he had with him, but I think YSL would have been one of the biggest motherfucking record labels in a long time. I looked at that shit bigger than CMG for me. And I ain't saying it on no hate shit because I just seen Young Thug becoming the biggest CEO of our time of our city.
On the other side of that, we see Lucci come home.
Right.
I felt like I would have got a little bit more fanfare about Lucci because Lucci's case and like what we heard about it was just all stand up shit from my perspective, right? And like, you know, some people
nobody never gave Lucci credit. Like these niggas behind on Lucci.
Yeah, you know, there was a time where people were like, you know what, they could try to use him to testify against Thug. We get the statement from his lawyer. His lawyer says he ain't testifying versus nobody.
Right.
He took everything. You never heard even a whisper that maybe he's about to do anything wrong.
Right.
Took his time, came home, and I would have thought that there would be a lot more applause for that. But it looked like maybe it's not that like that much.
I think Lucci one of them niggas that they just be hanging on. He a fly nigga. He a young fly nigga and he got swag and he make good music, in my opinion. You know, niggas gonna say, Ralo, we don't want to hear that whining ass music out of Lucci. I'm team Lucci to the death of me, you smell me? I'm still team Thug. I love Thug music.
Is that hard to navigate?
What?
That you could love both sides?
I mean, for me, yeah, because shit, I was the previously op of Young Thug. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So I was his biggest op. You smell me? And shit.
How did that resolve itself?
Eliante put us together.
Oh shit!
Like I was his biggest op. Like we was beefing for a long time.
Damn. So pretty much that happens. And by the way, Atlanta's so interesting as I'm thinking about like so many rappers. Once I get into even thinking about Thug, I'm thinking about the 2 Chainz, the T.I.s, the Gucci's. There's something with Gucci with you. I don't know if I'm
Gucci?
Yeah.
I was signed to Gucci
at one time. You signed him at one point.
Yeah, I signed with him after I was with Birdman for that time.
How did that like resolve? Like did he go to jail then or when?
Nah, this was why he fresh out. I was his first artist. I was his first artist that signed to 1017.
But he had dropped those artists, right?
Nah, he ain't dropped none. Nah, what I'm saying, like, I was his only artist.
Really?
At that time. It was just me. I went to the wedding and everything. I was him. You smell me?
How did that work out?
I was getting checks from Empire, right? For my previous music that I did with Birdman, Future, and all those different artists. And I was getting like $700 to $800 a month, $12,000 a month and shit like that. Right when I signed with Todd Marshall, you know, of course, Gucci.
I was going through Alamo, yeah.
Yeah, it was with Alamo. And when that nigga took my whole catalog. And when Todd took my whole catalog, I went crying to Gucci like, Gucci, man, I ain't know you gonna take. I need them little $10,000-$20,000 a month. Like that shit was kind of, you know, I ain't never had no legitimate money going to a account monthly.
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, you know, that's what he want. He wants his catalog. I'm like, man, look. So I waited till after the wedding and shit, cause I ain't want to rub him wrong and shit. And I asked him, could I give him the money back, and he let me out my deal.
And he did that.
Man, Goose is 100% real nigga. Like he ain't try to hold me. He just said, send them folk back that money. And I sent a little bit more because of course I had to pay lawyer fees and shit like that. But Gucci 100% let me out that motherfucker. Shout out to WAP.
Yeah. You won't find that.
You can't find that nowhere. So if a nigga saying some lame shit about WAP, that's why I always be like, team him. And you know, man, his wife, we got a very, very close relationship. That my partner, like, man, that my dog. Like, I used to look at that lady like she my mama. Like, that my man. Like, she taught me a lot of shit. She the reason why I don't drink goddamn certain shit like Red Bulls. She the reason why I don't really fuck with too many credit places and stuff like that. She real smart and intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, even when Gucci wasn't even coming to Atlanta and she was coming down, I was her security. Like she'll call me like, send my baby over here. Like I was her baby boy. Like she was so broken hearted when we got out the deal. Like she loved me. That my man. She still love me. She still comment on my shit. Shout out to Keisha.
Yeah, that's some dope shit, man. I can't believe. Yeah, I heard you say that. I'm like, yo, Gucci got to be like a real nigga for that, because you're not. If you sign to Atlantic, you ain't getting that. You ain't getting out of that one. You ain't getting out of that one. It ain't happening. Wow,
nigga Gucci is real. Like that's the gangster shit I ever seen a nigga do in the industry. So
when you get out, when you get out of prison this time around,
I seen him out.
And I remember just kind of watching you get out, and I think it actually even builds up to even this project in this book. It's like you have to believe you're somewhat favored by God or chosen in a sense.
Correct.
Because there's a lot, like you could have been really gone for life. Right,
correct.
like you might be on your ninth chance at this point, right?
I'm on my 10th.
On your 10th chance, as you feel.
Hey, you talking about?
When I heard you speak, and I think it was you and Sean Cotton, I was just like, it feels like this man has lived many lives and he's learned many things, and I was watching you just really implement it in how you judge other people and how you treat other people, how you look back at your situations, and how you look back at maybe things in your early years that maybe you were egotistically feeling I was all the way right or whatever, that you could now be like, yeah, I was tripping a bit.
Right.
What do you think does that for you? Is it the gratefulness, or do you think incarceration allows you to have that?
I think getting closer to God. Yes, ma'am. I think just studying my religion and knowing that the shit that was, the seeds that was sown in my neighborhood, in my household was improper. Like, if we believe as Muslim that we pray how we see that Prophet Muhammad pray. We believe if you steal, you get your arms cut off. You supposed, like, it's certain things about our religion that we supposed to believe that we don't practice in this country due to the fact that the laws don't permit it. But however, like marriage, for example, we believe we supposed to get married. Why? Because God commanded us to do it. So just a couple of little things that we like, eating pork. Muslims are supposed to eat pork. Okay, cool. That's a common thing that everybody should know, right? But what we ain't said was, okay, Muslims are supposed to sell drugs. And the punishment for selling drugs, it should be death in those countries. Like, we don't supposed to sell drugs. So who am I to say that I'm a Muslim? I don't eat pork, but I sell dope. So now I'm picking and choosing what I want to believe in our religion. So in order for me to be practice my religion the right way, I gotta accept that this shit is just incorrect. You smell me? And it just took me to learn that. Like, I can't say, okay, the shit that you saying right, or the shit that he's saying right, or the shit that she's saying right. What I believe and I supposed to believe in is what the shit that the God told us to do is correct.
How hard is it to try to, become a better Muslim, so to speak? Like, for example, I noticed one chick, she Muslim, she don't eat pork, of course. she has sex. I don't know if you can have sex before marriage, but she was like, yeah, I can't have a baby out of wedlock, but she snort coke every night. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, I don't know if you could pick and choose her. And she's like, yeah, listen, this is my Muslim background. I'm like, okay. I don't know if it's convenient or not. You now realizing, all these things, is it hard to not pick the conveniences that behooves you? Like, for example, yeah, it's cool for me not to, it's easy for me not to eat no pork because I don't eat that shit anyway. But this other, teaching or law here, I'm not gonna really try to adhere to, because
I mean, you supposed to at least try. Like, that shows the strength. You smell me? We believe that all this shit is a test. You get what I'm saying? So let's just say she have that problem with that cocaine. Her biggest fight is to beat it. Like, fight it. Fight that shit off you. Like, I got a problem. Like, I like going to the clubs. I don't supposed to be in a motherfucking club with naked bitches all over the place. Like, that's haram. That's against my religion. And I'm ashamed of it. I'm deeply ashamed of it. So, like, it takes time. You smell me? I ain't going to say that all of us is perfect, but I'm going to tell you, like, we all need to work on that. You smell me? We supposed to at least strive, at least try.
So, You know, and speaking about like, you know, watching Dirk's transformation, and you know, Dirk, you know, Dirk's father is a Muslim, but like, as he was going through the years, I remember when I did an interview with him,
Right.
I was noticing, and he kept saying that a lot of things he was realizing was doing wrong, and he was turning to religion.
Right.
In how I view his story, I felt like some people in the streets probably thought he was turning his back against the streets, which
Got to though.
yeah, but how do you manage it too? This is somebody, Dirk, who is, again, father was in jail pretty much all his life. You know, his father gets released and also is trying to help him spiritually,
right,
and also help him get into religion. But also he's been growing up in the streets this way. One becomes counterbalance to the other, and then these guys might be looking at you like, yo, bro, like, yo, you switching up. How do you balance that, or how do you?
You gotta just say fuck them people.
Really?
Like, you really gotta say fuck that shit, because you either gonna live for them or you gonna live for God. I think we got answers to him. Like, everybody gonna die. That's what's promised. You smell me? And I think that we got an answer. None of us died before. We don't know what's next, and I'm in grand fear of what's next. So we got a conscience that tells us what's right or wrong. Remember, we know smoking dope and selling dope and shooting each other ain't the right thing to fucking do. That's common sense. You smell me? So if not being cool is not selling dope, then I guess I'm not cool. If not killing my partners for these dumbass reasons is not cool, then I guess I'm not cool. You smell me? If perhaps not forgiving my man for some lame shit he did to me is not cool, then I guess I'm not cool. So you gotta be willing to be not cool. You gotta willing to be a stand-up nigga. You gotta be willing to be bashed, go against the whole grain for this shit. You smell me? Like, that what make you a stand-up guy. That what make you different from those. You smell me? And I'm gonna own that. And that what I think Dirk had a hard choice of doing. You smell me? Because the streets praised him for being that street nigga.
Going through moments like he's going through now, where he's incarcerated, and you was locked up you were locked up in the feds as well. How does, you know, not only your faith, but how do you get through that mentally, right? Like, how do you, you know, especially how do you go from a life where you were used to millions of dollars now to be in a really controlled environment?
You can't get over it. All right, that shit is suffering. That shit is miserable. That shit is misery. Like, a nigga rather be out here broke, working on a worker's 9-to-5 job, to being that motherfucker rich. You smell me? Like, your kids can't. Like, that shit is bad. Like, going to visitation rooms every week. Any you got to go through that. Any you got to get on this road and travel. Any you got to goddamn raise her child or be a stepmom and all these different things by herself. She can't fuck her man at night. That shit is miserable. Ain't nothing cool about it. Like, I don't give a fuck how much of a street gangster nigga you at. Going to jail is not motherfucking cool. We ain't doing that. Like, you gotta be willing to be a stand-up guy and say fuck that shit. No matter how much the streets say that you not cool no more, then just don't be cool no more. Lose the fans. Lose the fans. Get all the bad comments. Get out. You gotta be willing. Okay, yeah, I'm doing this.
What does chosen mean in your eyes?
I think chosen mean in my eyes is doing the things that God have chose us to do. Like, I can't do what Akademiks do. Akademiks can't do what Ralo do. I think all of us got a seed that we were sown in this earth, and we got a job to do. We got a duty. Like, everybody got it. Like, if I try to be Akademiks, then I'm a lose at doing that. You smell me? Akademiks try to be Ralo, then it's just like getting in another nigga lane. You're gonna crash. And I think that we got a whole lot of niggas just crashing out. We got a whole lot of niggas trying to be something that they ain't. And you gotta figure out what you was chosen to do. And not only was you chosen to do that, you gotta be willing, because we as human beings were created to be independent of one another. We gotta understand that when God created Adam, he created Eve to comfort him. Whether we reading the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran, all the books say the same shit. You smell me on that tip. So who is we to say that we don't need another person? Like, we definitely need our girl. We definitely need our brotherhood. We definitely need unity. And I think that we as people are losing due to the fact we feel like, oh, I don't need them niggas. Oh, I don't need that bitch. We need each other. And chosen Meaning that we were chosen, like she was chosen to help you. You smell me? Like she need to do whatever she got to do to keep helping you. My man was chosen to help me. You smell me? Like you got to be willing to accept that. You smell me? And you got to really find yourself. You got to discover that shit within yourself. That's what I believe chosen mean.
Why do you think it feels like, and I feel like you embrace all of them because I've always seen like you post and support. It feels like more and more rappers are turning towards the faith, and right. We see more and more of them embracing the Islamic faith, right? And we're seeing them start that journey of kind of like this spiritual discovery. And I've always seen you very supportive of each and every one of them when they go down that path. Why do you think that's happening though? Like, what's the sudden thing? I feel like we live now in the most immoral society ever that's promoting the most, denigrating things that seems to go against that. Why would people, or especially rappers who have so many things at their disposals, why would they want to?
I think time is the biggest snitch, and time will tell. Like the honorable brother Larry Bernard Hoover, like he said at ADX, how many years now? How long he been in that wall? And he have embraced Islam. Like, look at, even we can go from the old to the youngest. Let's go to Quando Rondo. Yeah. He been out here in these streets thugging. You smell me? Shouter got a good fan base, having his own little way or whatnot. I talked to him quite a lot. And,
he feels like a changed person. I kid you not. I was down there in Savannah with him, and the way he views things it don't feel like the same person.
Man, I'm so happy. I'm proud of him, bro. Like if you talk to him right now on the phone, bro, the way he kicking that ox shit, the Muslim religion right now, it's unbelievable. So like he one of the brothers that I take up under my wing, and I mold him into that type of shit. Like he one of the good brothers that I fuck with hard, and I wish that they can always come together. Dirk and him, you smell me?
Do you?
We Muslim, we supposed to come together actually.
Well, how do those things how do those things either? Again, like even say Dirk and him, right? When it comes to conflict,
right?
Under, that umbrella and under that cloth, like how does that kind of...
The strength is in forgiving. It ain't the person who wrestles good in the fit of anger. It's the person that can control himself in the fit of anger. So like, we think that whoever win this battle is the person that's championed. But we got to really think like whoever can forgive a person for the lamest shit they did, that's the real champ. That's the real hero. That's the real Superman. Because pride and ego, that's a fucking disease that none of us able to cure. So what I'm saying is we got to be willing to forgive each other. That's the king amongst everybody.
Have you ever caught yourself in that moment and had to forgive?
I had to forgive my brother John Doe. I had to forgive a lot of my people. Like he go up and he tell me like, he tell the whole world like I ain't gonna speak on my brother and stuff like that. He really snapped. He really outdid me because I've been bashing his ass. You know what I'm saying? So he one of the brothers I had to like, okay, he on the dean. He ain't on none of this super street shit. He saying fuck the code. That's what I wanted to see. I wish we could have been did that. You smell me?
Do you think that leads you away from the street mentality?
I'm all the way away from the street mentality.
Really?
Yeah, fuck the streets. And niggas gonna say, oh yeah, he understand that because rat and all that, but what the fuck could we get good out of y'all codes? Like I ain't never even knew. First of all, what makes you the person that give the codings or the person that give the laws in the streets? Like what a street policeman at? Who policing the street code? Niggas telling like a motherfuckers and ain't that happening to them. You get what I'm saying? Like we stuck in this illusion. Like all these niggas talking about they real street niggas, and how the hell you a real street nigga and you broke? Like some of these niggas more concerned about being a street nigga than being a father to their kids. You smell me? So like that shit just, it don't make sense to me. You smell me? Don't get me wrong. I don't look at the selling dope part as a code. You get what I'm saying? I looked at that shit as a hustle. I look at the same thing as a nigga selling goddamn books or selling Red Bulls or selling liquor. All that shit the same thing to me. You hustling trying to make some money. So to attach this street code to a hustle, I don't know where the fuck they get that from. I got money out the streets. I got money, but that don't mean I got to go by what the hell you say, because this shit is an illusion.
Do you have regrets then?
I have massive regrets.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta regret. It ain't no such thing as repentance without regret. You gotta do the 3 R's. Regret, and in your heart, like it gotta be like disgusting to you. You gotta repent, cause that's the only way your repentance is sincere. And then you gotta refrain from doing it. So it go regret first. How you gonna go to the God and say, "Oh, forgive me, I don't regret it though"? What the fuck? It's just like you saying, "Oh, take me back, baby. I ain't gonna do this lame ass shit I did."
But I don't regret doing it.
What the fuck? Like, I regret, I'm sorry. How the hell you gonna tell a person you're sorry and you don't regret what you did wrong? It's just stupid. So and don't get me wrong, none of this shit is coming from me. This shit is coming from countless books that I was confined in these different cells, and I was able to educate myself on these things.
What was while being incarcerated? What do you think you either learned in there, or like what books were you reading? Because you came out like, you know, I mean, I think I probably listened to you speak more that you've been out than probably before.
Right.
But you still feel a little bit. Feel way more enlightened than you were when you went in, right? Like, right. I know this might be a weird question, but you think maybe being incarcerated and what you learned there made you a better person?
I hate to say that, but yeah, I hate to say that. I regret that we have to say that because I spent countless years away from my kids. You smell me? I spent countless years confined away from my woman. You smell me? I hate to say these things, but it actually helped me a lot. I was able, because I was so caught up in these fucking streets that when the devil gets you and he pulling you, you'll go down a road that you can't even get yourself out of. But sometimes when you get isolated and confined and God gets you, he touch you in a way that the devil can't. You smell me? So like in these streets, we so blinded by the illusions and the devil just keep pulling us. You smell me? And this devil that we can't see in this devil and niggas. Like some of these niggas is 100%, I'm a street nigga, I'm evil, I'm the devil, fuck that. I seen a nigga say some lame shit that I couldn't even believe. Like, it's just wild, but I think that I was able to be confined and being able to get closer to God and being able to learn about my religion and learn about what God said in his religion. You smell me? Like a lot of niggas say they Christians, but Jesus Christ said in his book, turn the other cheek if a nigga slap you. How many of y'all niggas gonna do that that's Christian for real?
That's a good point.
That's what the book say.
That's a good point. So you wrote a book,
right?
And I always feel that people who have been through a journey, you know, doing an interview is always great.
Right. Making
a song, that's great too.
Right.
But there's something usually very honest, and it really creates a world. It's almost like a biopic.
Right.
Why'd you decide to write a book? A lot of people usually wait till either.
I was in jail with some dudes, and everybody was just Team Ralo. They like love me to death. Like they like I championed the dope game. It's me like everybody. A lot of people know where I came from and know that I came from selling nicks. You smell me as a kid, and nickel bags at $5 sacks of crack. But some of these people watched that journey, and some of these people just was coming up to me and telling me, "Boy, you the reason why I picked up the dog food, or you the reason why I picked up the cocaine, or you the reason why I started flying the motherfuckers from Cali and things of that matter." And then I was like, "How much time you got, bro?" 20 years, 30 years, and you telling me I'm the reason? So I had to goddamn reflect on that. I'm like, man, god damn, I might be responsible for countless motherfucking, I don't know how many people that person might have overdosed. How many mothers that I probably took from my household. How many fathers I probably took from my household. So I had to think like, okay, damn, I need to write my motherfucking story so I can show people, okay, you worship me for this, but let's get to the end of this and see how it came out. You smell me? That's my whole journey. I want to show the people the journey, because there's a lot of niggas that ain't never made $1 million in the dope game.
So it's not one of those situations, because this is the, you know, like say Paid in Full or all these like, you know, movies about people who are like moving or pushing dope. Is like the story ends when they go to jail. We never see the redemption. We never see the full circle moment. We never see.
I'm able to do it. I'm happy. I'm more than happy that I'm being able to tell my story. That's why I went when my honorable brother Big Meech had one of them said, yeah, this, that, and the third. I'm like, man, tell them folk, man, fuck that. Get out the streets.
Yeah, that's the first you said. Meech came home and you said, bro, let me just tell you now. It's
told him that.
Were you telling him like, yo, listen, the streets you knew it, the streets it is now, or you're just saying, listen, man, I just want to tell you what I've learned.
I knew they was gonna do that to him. You gotta think about it. I've been in prison how many years? Some years. Like, I heard about all those snitch allegations the whole time I was in there. I seen so many people say that it wasn't on me to get out here and just expose the brother or whatever the hell he got going on. They been making them allegations.
So it's not like some new stuff people
It's some shit that they were already saying.
Because I was the whole time like, damn, man, 50, like, yo.
Nah, 50 know that.
I'm like, I like Rick Ross, but now I don't even want to play a Rick Ross song. Like, 50, I mean, I'm not doing no business with 50 like that. But.
My brother third, Tammy Collins, was coming to visit him all the time. They were my roommate. They were my roommate for years in Maryland. Like, in Cumberland, Maryland, he was my roommate. Like, third was my roommate, and Tammy Collins was his girl. Like, this is the person, they got pictures, sending pictures, going to visitation, all these type of things. So, like, I 100% knew, so I already was like, hey, get out these folk way, because these folk finna goddamn bring some shit to you that, like, everybody can't be called all this lame ass shit and stand up still.
Well, I thought people wouldn't care, though. Like, that's what I thought. I was just like, because I do think we're in an era where it's like, I thought he was that light that even if there was some rumblings, people would be like, man, we celebrating him coming out. I think it's because of 50. Once 50 kind of moved it to, if you still like this guy, like at least on a pop culture level, if you still like this guy, you're the problem.
You gotta think about it. 50 brought the whole Bill Mel show to the world. So he sit at the top of a pyramid. So now he got a nigga on top of him, bro. He got a nigga that really did a lot of things for him. That's why you don't let nobody do nothing for you, because they can use it against you. Nigga 50 done help your son on countless occasions. I used to see Lil Meech in Miami and stuff. He used to walk in certain places with me, and I mean, he seemed to have forgotten those things, but like, Shadow used to be like with me and kicking it with me every blue moon when I see him. I used to be able to contact him. We used to follow each other on Instagram. I don't know what the fuck happened, but however, 50 took that brother from that to that, gave him acting class and stuff like that. So now, this your son. This nigga, your son hold you down more than anybody I ever known on earth. So like, this your boy. This man got so much leverage over you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When the text to 50 that 50 put out, I was like, 50's a cold nigga, man.
I mean, 50 he's just one of them. I can't even, everybody know how 50 is. So this ain't nothing.
I ain't no way you could be that mad over a picture with Rick Ross. It's like, they were beefing back in like 08. Like, you know how
50
long?
is 50.
But he's at it like, yo, it's still up like that.
Man, 50 play the game in a way that I never seen a nigga play the game, man. You smell me like Shouty ain't going for next range.
If 50 came to you and said, hey, listen, I want to do a series kind of closely related to kind of your life, would you be down for that?
Shit, I gotta see the documentation first, cause it seems like some money ain't a lot of people ain't having no money right now on that BMF, and I don't know.
I heard they ran through it.
Yeah, I don't
50 said they ran through $5 million.
I don't want to count they pockets and things that matter, but shit, it just ain't looking right. You smell me? So like, something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened.
Yeah, well, 50 instantly put it out. He said, no, they ran through like $4 or $5 million. But the text message where he said, yo, listen, yeah, we don't fuck with Rick Ross, but we had to
pay some bills.
Yeah, he had to pay some bills. I
ain't get out of prison, bro. Or I ain't get out of prison with my hand out of no shit like that. Of course, little baby and niggas gave me money. They touched my hand. I highly appreciated them. But I don't need no bill money.
Were you on that concert at first or no?
Hell nah, I was never on that concert.
Would you have done it? Remember, not everybody knew, or like right now it feels like the mainstream narrative is, Big Meech is whatever, but looked like everybody, it felt like it was a street celebration.
Don't get me wrong, like, shit, I've been looking up the Meech all my life, so I ain't gonna discredit him for what he did on a major level. Like, ain't nobody did what Meech did. You smell me? Like, he was the only black man that I know So you got all these broke ass niggas bashing him and saying all this lame ass shit about him when none of us have reached that level. Nobody had held that crown. I mean, I'm probably the second nigga in America that they identified that reached that level. You smell me? So I can't even discredit him for that. So I'm always gonna be a big fan of what he did. You smell me? And no matter if a nigga a rat, a nigga, I'ma still respect a human being. You smell me? Like no matter what the fuck a nigga did, bitch, I'ma still give you the same. Hey, how you doing, sir? And shake your hand, and I'ma just be a gentleman through it all. Cause I've been around in the feds where child molesters goddamn was teaching the class and motherfucking rapists and all kinds of people. And guess what? I had to respect them people because they was over our goddamn classes. If I want to never goddamn set in NAAA means and RDAP classes, and if I would have been that prejudiced against that shit, I wouldn't have made it home. Because you going to have to take the class with these people. So I know how to maneuver. Like I know how to, be an honorable amongst the thieves. You smell me? I know how to, get out of that. So no matter what, like I ain't gonna dispute that, and I ain't even gonna say I never did the show. It would have probably been an honor to do it, but they ain't never asked me no shit like that.
On some rap stuff, like how do you feel even about like the last year? Like I feel like Atlanta. Well, I think Future has Future has had Atlanta like pretty much in a just in a headlock for a long time. But even we see in the battle of Kendrick Drake. Do you look at shit like that? Does that excite you, or do you just kind of?
Man, that's just some rap shit, bro. Like I'm from a nigga getting killed every day in the bluff, and niggas was dying and bitches was getting killed. My uncle, like nigga, I seen women get their ass smoked, shot up, and so like little bitch ass shit like that don't even really impress me. Like I'm trying to figure out how the hell to get my goddamn family every day and make sure a nigga don't do nothing to me and mine. You smell me? So like a rap beef, a rap battle, that shit don't impress me at all.
So you do have like a favorite? Because I feel like that's also divided the industry, right? A bit where people feel like they either gotta pick one.
I don't never, I can't pick no side on no shit like that. Like, I don't know, rap beef? Hell nah. I seen Young Thug and Future go at each other's neck and hate each other for countless years.
I think people forgot
and
about
now
that.
they best friends.
That's true.
Shit, I seen a lot of niggas, like, I seen so many dudes get into it. I seen Alley Boy and the boy LA get into it, and now they doing music together. So, like, I can't take no rap shit. I seen me and goddamn Rich Homie Quan going at it, and we end up being cool. I seen me and Thug going at it, and we end up being cool. So, like, I can't even say nothing about no rap shit, because that shit can be, nigga be friend in that day.
Yeah, I do want to ask about Rich Homie Quan, but before it, they well, Kendrick says, is Drake still good in Atlanta?
Is Drake?
Yeah, that's been like just culturally a question. Like, does Atlanta still show Drake love? Is Drake beloved there?
21 a good nigga. It's man,
yeah.
21 a good nigga, and he got a good support system on the east side. It's man, so like, I don't think no nigga can outpower 21 over there like that. It's man, unless all of them just fall out, but they kind of sticking together over there. So I don't think, as long as he got his partner 21, he good over there on the east side. It's man, he can always go to the east Atlanta.
Rich Homie Quan, right? One of Atlanta legends. I think you would agree. Right. We lost him suddenly. Obviously, we found out subsequently was an overdose. What was you guys' history? And also, like, I seen him try to give you some backlash. He was like, yo, he was filming at the funeral, dog. Why he had to do that? Ralo doing the most now. I seen you stood by that, but what was you guys' relationship before and even up to the point he died? And
I think that him and I, we had came out from bad terms. He was a rich gang at the time, and him and Thug was like the biggest artists on earth. I hated that they departed each other. Like, I really didn't see nobody bigger than them. Like, they was an awesome group. Like, I ain't seen two pairs of people make no music like them. You smell me? And I bought a feature from him. And when I bought a feature from him, he had ended up putting that same feature on his project. So when he put it on his project, I felt disrespected. and I went up on him, and I just started fucking with him, messing with him, same way niggas do when they mad. And honestly, shit, he was in the wrong, but I had overreacted though. You smell me? Like, I don't know, I can't even, he dead, so I don't even want to put that on his grave. You smell me? But however, we end up working it out. We end up becoming cool. We end up talking while I was in jail. I always be the bigger man. I pushed up. I wrote him in the DM like, man, look, John, we gonna squash this and that. I want to get out the piece. You know what I'm saying? And he tweeted me. I tweeted him back, and he snapped it like that. And shit, he died shortly after. So I'm just so happy that we end up, coming to some common ground before he passed away. I would have felt cursed.
Yeah. The timing of his passing was
crazy, right?
It was crazy. You were at the funeral, right?
Right.
It felt like watching it was like it was really, I don't know, it was like a bittersweet moment because it felt like he was getting a lot of the love that I felt the last couple of years he wanted. Again. And people showed up and really gave him his flowers at that point, but he wasn't allowed to smell it, What was the atmosphere that you got from there? And
I think that, they gonna bash me regardless. It was 1,000 people in that motherfucker holding up their cameras and taking pictures in that bitch. I had not even did it until I got to the grave site. And it was 1,000 more people with their cameras out. I think it's just a Ralo thing. They gonna bash me regardless. But however, it wasn't a lot of big artists there.
I noticed that. It felt like there was a lot of love, though. It was like a lot of family, a lot of people who he impacts his life. But
it was too many people posting him not to be there. Like, it was a lot of people posting him. Like, I wish, I ain't gonna got. Like, the boy Boosie showed up. You smell me? It's a couple more people that's, I can't say they ain't popular, but they just ain't relevant right now. You smell me? Like, a lot of niggas can say what they want to say about me, but I be relevant as a motherfucker. I get millions and millions of views. But however, I just wish that a lot of more people came.
Yeah.
I looked forward to that. And then I bumped into Boots out, and that was the time when we was edit. They wanted us to goddamn some kind of way.
Wait, people wanted y'all to crash out there?
Yeah.
Really?
Talk or crash out, and I'm like, man, this ain't the place. Like, what the fuck we finna do? We finna kill each other in a man funeral?
Yeah.
We finna talk? Man, this is about him. We came to a rich homie Quan funeral. Let's get this man his flowers and, may he rest in peace. Like, his family and his bitch. Like, that shit was crazy, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Rich homie Quan, for real. Hey, you going through the feds and then watching how like a couple of these state cases went. We see Rocky just beat his case. Rocky beat his case.
That happened in the feds.
Damn, they basically said, Thug, just go home, right? I mean, it was Yak Gotti got found not guilty. Yeah. It looked like the state is doing a bang-up job on most of these prosecutors. The last person they really got was Tory, right? Have you kind of looked at it and be like, man, how do you reflect on that when you think about how the feds was with you? Because it don't look like they look like they fumbling all this shit, right?
Man, that shit ain't talking about a bitch ass thing. That state shit ain't talking about nothing. I know a couple of niggas that got life sentences and they just gone forever. But however, if you got some money, you can kind of maneuver a little bit in the state. But feds, seeing me, I tried to pay a nigga $400,000. Shit, if they would have asked me for $1 million, I would have gave it to them. But however, you can't. That shit don't happen federally at all.
Damn.
When I see a nigga beat the feds, that's when I take my head off.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that. Yeah, I know they said young boy had one gun charge dismissed, but then he pretty much had to plead guilty to the other charge.
Yeah, that's how it goes. You gonna get him something.
It's nobody just walking away like untouched, right?
I ain't seen that since Young Dolph.
I guess Dirk is gonna have to try.
I hope to God he can.
Let me see who else. Yeah, the feds is.
You ain't even never seen a camera in a courtroom in a federal courthouse.
Yeah, they don't do that.
You're not even finna see a speck of desk on them motherfucking tables. When you come in that bitch, you know you in trouble.
Hey, put it like this. One of the big differences, even with the Cali case with A$AP Rocky and just how the feds do shit, you'll see the prosecutor come out, they'll be giving little press conferences like, the Fed prosecutor, the AUSAs, they don't got nothing to say.
Exactly.
They don't got a goddamn thing to
They don't
say.
give a fuck about none of that.
Shit.
Man, I better go on. The folks ain't playing no tight games at all.
Man, oh man. Well, hopefully everything gets figured out, man. I'm glad, you know, watching you out here working. I see, you know, you a man of many hustles. I see you got 30 things you got going on, right? Like you doing this, that, and third, and I could see that. Do you have that urge though? Because let me tell you this: making money is addicting, right? And when you used to probably run through millions, or you making $1 million a month or whatever, now you doing hard, honest work, and it's like, this month I made 400,000, which is really good. Right. But now you might be like, man, I had to do 10 times more, and I made 2-3 times less.
I don't get that. What I was thinking I would have to do when they took all my shit, they took my apartments, they took my cars, they took my clothes, they took my jewelry, they took everything, all this new. Not too many niggas say that. But however, what I thought in my head, that I was gonna get out and get me a job. I ain't give a fuck if I had to go work at a chicken plant.
Really?
I ain't give a damn.
You the swallowed your pride and did that.
Yeah, I ain't trying to go back. I want some pussy. I like fucking my girl. I like hugging my daughter, my son. I like going to my mama house eating black eyed peas and collard greens. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I ain't never wanted to be a big time drug dealer in my life anyway. I wanted to be a fucking electrician all my life. Like I like building shit. Like I always used to build clubhouses and shit in my back of my house. It's remember, so this real estate shit, I'm having fun doing this shit. I love it. Like it might take a little while. I might make $1 million a year or whatever, but I'm fine with that. Even if I made 10, 20,000 on the month, I'm gonna make use of it. It's I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be grateful. I'm gonna be appreciative. I'm gonna enjoy my motherfucking freedom. I got my girl. I can get me a threesome every now and then. I can get. I ain't tripping about that. I'm happy.
You appreciating the things that matter in life a lot. Like you know one of my favorite
from you. Then you'll learn how to appreciate it.
My man Vibes Cartel, who did 13 years in jail, he came out, and a lot of people, he was one of the most gangster like musicians in dancehall culture. They want him to come back and, you know, he always say he sung, or they call it DJs, but rapped his life. They want him to be the same person. He says, you know what he realized is that he missed out on a lot of things that really mattered, and it wasn't about some of this other bullshit. It was about time with his mom, his kids, watching them grow up, and just family. And they want him to go back to that, and he's like, listen. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all about what I'm doing now, and I'm happy to not be incarcerated.
Exactly.
Which I think some people make being locked up is like it's just a rite of passage, right?
Right. But I understand Vibes, you know, and then you gotta understand everybody don't learn from that shit. Like some niggas like jail. I don't know what the fuck they got in there they trying to get back to, but me.
They smashing chicks up in there or something?
Chicks that look like men that look like chicks. You know, you gotta have your little paper and a little swag to fuck your bitch, and that's rare.
Man.
And you better not fuck a bitch in the face.
You gotta get like a female CO or something, right?
Yeah, if you touch one of them bitches, they even think you touching one. They gonna send your ass so far.
Really?
You going to Australia?
Have your ass in Guantanamo Bay or some shit.
Nah, for real. You can't do that. You won't never see your family.
What you think about Trump? You vote? Or could you vote?
I can't vote.
Oh, shit. Trump over here
Trump the
people.
reason why I'm out of jail. Trump passed a bill called the First Step Act. He pushed Mitch McConnell to pass that bill. Trump the reason why a lot of niggas out of jail.
Really?
Like niggas in the feds love Trump. Like you can't even talk bad about Trump to no black man in the fed.
Really?
He done let a lot of niggas out of jail. You gotta think how many people got out on the First Step Act.
Do you like what does that act? Not that familiar with it.
You can get a lot of time off your sentence upon doing programs.
Okay.
At first, you had to do 85% of that time, no matter what.
So it's giving you some incentives that if you actually are proactive with rehabilitation, you could get because usually it's 85%. Wow.
Trump passed that.
So you did all them programs and shit like that.
That's how I got out fast.
Really?
I did 5 years and 10 months. Yep.
So it's like classes. It was like therapy. What is this?
Like you got to go to these different classes. Like you got to go to anger management, NAAA, RDAP. You gotta take up.
You gotta like really go, or you could like sign in and dip.
Oh fuck, you can't. You better sit in that class. You don't sit in that class, they're gonna kick you out. You gotta be there, and you gotta be talking and shit. You can't. That's why you gonna get used to being around real rats and real motherfuckers, people that's done a lot of fucked up shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. You gonna go to that class if you want to go home.
Damn. Well, Ralo, listen, man. I could tell you one thing for sure, man. Ever since you came out, watching how you've been fearless in how you're moving, how you, whatever your opinions is, whoever you're supporting, not waiting to be somebody who's like a dick riding ass nigga or be like, oh, okay, this is we all fucking with this person. I respect it, but not only that, I support you. I feel like you're living your truth and you're being honest and taking your past experiences and learning from them. So, whether it's I need a copy of the book. That's what I need.
I'm gonna give you a copy. I can't believe I ain't bring one. I was just so in a rush to get here. Yeah, I got like 5 more places to go. I posted it off the radar today and stuff like that. But you've been supporting me so hard, so I was like, man, listen, however it go, I gotta go over here and support my man.
I appreciate you. Listen, man. Hey, anytime you're back in New York, you got to make this a frequent stop, man. Again, I promise you. Watching, just you kind of grow as a man and watching even just how you deal with your faith and other people, I really respect it, man. I'm glad to be supporting you, and I hope you feel like if you do need a favor from me or whatever, like you could be like, yo, let me ask Ak. Yo, Ak is a good nigga. You know what I mean? And I feel likewise.
I don't think you'll deny him. I think you 100.
Of course. Anything else you want to add?
Hey, man. Who?
So what you got coming up next?
Oh, yeah, I'm finishing my plaza. I'm finishing my book rollout. I'm trying to shoot my film or whatnot. I hope y'all support me in my series whenever I put it
you acting on?
Yeah, I'm going to take Mr. Acting Class Life 50.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I want to do it. I want to put the story out there together. That's why I don't be so quick to respond to certain allegations, because I really want to make it juicy for them. I want to make them be able to really see throughout reading. And
the only thing I would advise you, and I advise every rapper with the great stories, don't just make it like some really quick rush thing. If you're gonna do it some shit that we could get invested in, because I think now, like, we watch Joey Badass, he's like fucking acting like, again, and he's just acting in a role. Like, your story, just hearing it is something that there's, we don't have enough time in the day to get to every single situation, but I'm pretty sure if we saw it on a series, we'd love to tune in for like 8 episodes.
I want them to be able to read it. See, I wanted my shit to go directly out of the book. So this was my pitch. My book is my pitch. And I ain't gonna play no guy. I ain't gonna let them put anything together. I'm gonna take my time. I ain't gonna run through no shit like, hell no, I'm patient. They gonna get out there the right way.
Yeah. No, of course. Nah, I'm excited, man. Any tours?
I'm doing a book tour. I'm going to all these different bookstores and doing some signings. I want to do a lot of speeches and stuff. That's what I want to mostly focus on. I ain't really trying to.
That's a different type of tour for rappers. Usually don't do that, right? Like, if you're saying you're going to bookstores, usually they're just thinking about just mostly promoting the music.
Fuck that. I got. It's way more work that need to be done within our communities. I want to be able to implement what I have done on my block. I own my whole block. I give jobs. I got a mosque I built. I got a barbershop, a hair salon, a corner store, a restaurant. I got, apartment homes that people stay in. I let a lot of people stay rent free that's homeless and fucked up. I want to be able to, implement that in more communities. So, I'm just a book that's going on the road itself. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to get to certain communities and lock in with certain good people and utilize my same platform to do the same thing there. That's what I want to do. That's my destiny. That's my dream. I want to be able to do that shit in every state if I could.
Yeah, no. I'm fully supportive, man. I think you're taking this in a very non-traditional way, and I think that's the way you got to do it. Where, these days, the music is great, but a lot of times we care about the story. You know what I mean? And especially if you realize that story legit. Because there's been a lot of liars up in this junk. You know what I mean? And when you finally find something that you could be like, well, if you think it's lying, you could just go look it up on Pacer, right? Like, it's on Pacer. You know where it's at. So, you know what I mean? Listen, man, I'm happy and proud of you. And everybody go check out the EP, Chosen. That's out now. And it was
The best way to get the book is always going to Famerica, FAMERICA news, NEWS.com. You can go on now. You can get the book. You can get my merch. You can get whatever. Spend some money with me. Go ahead and help me, continue to do what I need to do by our people.
There we go. All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Off the Record podcast, man. It's been your boy DJ Akademiks. Of course, thank you, Ralo, for long overdue, but I'm glad you came here, man.
Right, I'm happy.
Appreciate you, my man.
Anytime.
Until next time. Peace.
Go.